Good morning, everyone. Welcome. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell, and everybody in there, make sure you like the video right as we get started here. There's a lot going on. If you're new, this is the MAGA show of record on YouTube, no doubt about that. Yeah, Mike Lindell, they really did one of the nastiest interviews I've ever seen CNN did of Mike Lindell. Did any of you guys catch that? Oh, my goodness.
And mattresses are expensive. I've had to buy a new mattress, and mattresses can cost well over just a regular normal mattress, over $1,000. So that MyPillow mattress topper is a big savings. It saves you from buying a new mattress. And, good morning.
This is our top of the hour break. We'll be on the air in about 90 seconds. The show will start.
Well, I appreciate that. You guys out there, remember, K-A-N-E. Now, when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com,
I do not know, Liv.
on your MyPillow mattress topper, and receive 2 free MyPillows. But you got to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper. Turn your old mattress into a big MyPillow mattress. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Barbados. Hey, what's up, Barbados? All right, it's showtime.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE 1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE 1. And
Yes. Welcome, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. And, of course, this is the most important Steve Kane show of the week because this is not just our morning show from 6 until 9 a.m. This is our overnight rebroadcast for the entire weekend and just on our radio stations. We air on AM 1470, 95.3, 96.9, just on our radio stations. I'm not including iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, my YouTube channel, our radio station app, SteveKaneShow.com, and all the other places that carry the show with and without our permissions. By the way, if you carry this show without our permissions, you better watch out. You're not allowed to do that. But just on our radio stations, the Friday edition of the program will air a total of 33 times before we return live to you Monday morning at 6 a.m. So we always want to make sure the Friday show is the best. It is Friday, August 6th, 2021. We've got a lot to talk about. The left are in a panic. Joe Biden is in a hysterical panic. You know, this chaos at the southern border, if you watch this super spreader event going on down there, the border has never been as open as this. Never. Because not only is the border open, the government under Biden, the federal government under Biden, is setting up an entire infrastructure to transport people as they illegally cross the border all over the United States and set them up in a new life. We've never seen anything like it. And when you see the footage on television, it's pretty frightening, isn't it? It is. I mean, I've never seen it so out of control, especially in a time when the pandemic's coming back. I stopped off at Wawa this morning on Hillsborough Boulevard, just west of I-95. You guys know that Wawa? Everyone was wearing a mask. Outside, inside. When I walked in, I was really caught off guard because masks had disappeared. And now they're back. Neck gaiters and masks. I don't have a mask. I've been told I better get one because they're requiring them all over the place now. There was a mask on the door, but I didn't have a mask, so I went in and bought some Fiji water. And I walked in there, and it caught me off guard a little bit this morning. I thought the place might have been getting robbed. There were so many people with masks on. It was very strange. You know, and it's a weird thing, the way that you get treated in our society when you don't have a mask on. I got in line. There was a guy behind me, and when I turned around just to look around the store, he saw me, he looked at me, and then he stood twice as far from me as he was. Now, I don't know, I didn't ask him why he did that, but I'm just assuming he saw me without a mask and looks at me as if I'm some type of disease-carrying individual. Maybe I should get a t-shirt that says, I'm vaxxed, I'm vaccinated. I don't know, because I am. But I don't like it. I don't like it. And this is, now, it's an interesting thing what happens, okay? More people are wearing masks, no doubt. But I'm on the county line between Palm Beach and Broward County. And throughout the day, I go back and forth across the county. Both counties are Democrat counties, but they're different kind of, Democrats. Mar-a-Lago's in Palm Beach, so there are a lot of Republicans in Palm Beach. And even though it's run by Democrats, a lot of them are kind of like old-time, good old boy Democrats, so it's not as liberal as Broward. And I notice it when I cross, like I go to a store someplace in Palm Beach County, right on the county line, just north of Broward. There'll be some people in there with masks, but most won't, or at least it's 50-50. I go a block away into Broward County, and like I'm the only one, or maybe one other person. Everyone else is masked. And it's the same place, it's Florida. It's almost like going from West Berlin to East Berlin in the 60s. Checkpoint Charlie, and then boom, it's like lockdown time. Because Broward County is run by hardcore leftist Democrats. I mean hardcore, fanatical Democrats. I can only assume, but I don't know if I'm the only one. Have you guys noticed a difference between Palm Beach and Broward? And God help you when you go to Miami. I've had to go to Miami a few times recently, and Miami, it's like going to North Korea when it comes to the enforcement of this non-mask mandate period we are in. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We are moving backwards. No doubt about it. So we got a lot to talk about today. It is Friday, so we will make it open phones. I cannot say Open Phone Friday because that was Rush's thing. So I don't want to say Open Phone Friday, but Friday is open phones so long as you're relevant to the news cycle. Okay, you've got to be relevant to the news cycle. I don't want it to be that where you can just bring up, your sore foot problems or something. It's got to be relevant to the news cycle, but open phone so far as that goes. Okay, so our number toll free 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. Later, Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot will be calling in, and we've got some updates, all good news on our Steve Kane 2022 MAGA cruise, and you guys will want to join us on this. We're going to have a great time, but the ship is almost filled up. No, I can't say Open Phone Friday. It is open phones, but I cannot say Open Phone Fridays. I can say it's Open Phone Fridays. I can't make that a thing, because that's like Rush's thing. Someone in the chat said, you can't say open phones, but he said, no, I can say open phones, but I can't declare that it's Open Phone Friday, because I don't want to steal from Rush like these imitators that they say replaced Rush are doing all the time, from what I understand. I haven't been able to listen to that show too much. But anyway, we'll hear from Ian in the next hour on the program to give you all the updates on our incredible cruise, which I really need. I could use a vacation. I really need a vacation. I tell you, I almost took today off this morning, but I figured, you know what, I'm already up. And I got 2 days coming up where I'm going to take off in October. So that'll be oh my goodness, I know. So Ron DeSantis has totally panicked Joe Biden. Ron DeSantis has completely panicked the mainstream media, and he has completely panicked Ron DeSantis, the Democrats. They are flipping out right now. Flipping out. I mean, hardcore. There's an article in Newsweek, and it's so stupid. Okay, I'm going to share it with you. They have a, this is the headline. I'll go through the article. This is Newsweek. Ron DeSantis' approval rating tanks as COVID Delta variant ravages Florida. I don't know who they're polling. I'll read through the article. I've not read the article beyond the headline because I wanted to experience it with you all live on the air. Now, maybe they're right. I seriously doubt it. Ron DeSantis is America's governor right now. He's America's governor. And Trump has a rally coming up at the end of this month, but he is not in the news every day right now. And Ron DeSantis has a press conference every day. And he has them in a complete panic. I'm going to play a clip here. This is Ron DeSantis. He's talking about Kevin McCarthy, the Judas of Mar-a-Lago, Kevin McCarthy, who I don't trust. He's a never-Trumper snake. But he came down here, met with DeSantis and the Cuban community. And Ron DeSantis is very upset that Biden will not turn the internet on in Cuba. Listen to what Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, said about that.
Stand with these freedom fighters. I called immediately for internet to be restored, to have the United States take the lead. That has not happened yet. There's a bunch of different ways where that could possibly be happening. And what I've told people is, look, if the U.S. government won't do it, if we can do it in Florida, if there's a company that will do it, we'll work to do it. I mean, this is really, really important. It really is a no-brainer for something that we should want to see. So I thank everybody who's been in this fight.
Yeah, so Ron DeSantis is announcing that if Joe Biden will not turn the internet on in Cuba, he will find a private company open to do it and work with them and get the internet back on in Cuba so those who want freedom and democracy down there can get their message out. Is that something? Wow. That's our governor of Florida. They say his poll numbers are tanking. I'm going to take the first break on time so I have time to go through this article uninterrupted. So it's coming up on 15 minutes after the hour. We'll take a break, and then we'll go through this Newsweek article, which I have not read. I'll be reading it for the first time with all of you. Okay? I've just read the headline. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
This is Brian Craig. I've been telling you about the great deals and incredible customer service at Friendly Tire on both new tires and used tires. One of our listeners, Antonio, went to Friendly Tire and called to share with us his experience of buying used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Good morning, you're on the radio.
Hey, yes, Brian, I want to give you a quick testimony about the tire place up in Margate, Friendly Tire. Friendly Tire, everything you said it would be, man. I went up there and got me some used tires, and when I went up there, man, he was very courteous. My whole family's going for now, man. Everything you said it was going to be, man. I appreciate you for that, man. And Mike's a great guy, man.
Well, what's your name?
Antonio.
All right, Antonio. Hey, I'm glad we could save you and your family lots of money on tires at Friendly Tire.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks so much, man.
Do what Antonio did. Stop into Friendly Tire and find incredible deals on both new and used tires. Give Friendly Mike a call right now. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. And Mike will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, 16 minutes after the hour. Oh, those of you that are wondering if I got voicemail calls, I do. I have a ton of voicemail calls, and here's the thing. The moment that I hear profanity, I'm not going to listen any further. I cannot play the F word and the words are on the radio. So if to do that, I have to edit the call and put in bleeps. I don't have time in the morning when I'm checking my voicemail to start editing your calls. So while I did receive a ton of calls, they're profanity-filled calls, and I just don't have the time to edit all that, nor will I. So I know you guys, and by the way, as soon as I hear the profanity, I don't listen to the message. No one will hear it. So tone down the insults are cool. The insults are cool. Just lay off the profanity. The trolls are big on the F word. That's a big word for them. They really are into that. All right, welcome back, everyone. It is 18 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. It's Friday. So DeSantis really has them in a complete, utter panic. Newsweek, let me read this article from Newsweek. Again, the headline, Ron DeSantis' approval rating tanks as COVID Delta variant ravages Florida. And I'm reading this article cold for the first time with all of you. I have not read this article, just the headline. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' approval rating tumbled to 43.7% in a new poll published on Wednesday as the state grapples with a surge in cases of COVID driven by the highly transmissible Delta variant. The survey from St. Pete Polls was conducted on August 2nd through the 3rd. It shows Republican governor losing re-election in a hypothetical matchup with Representative Charlie Crist, a Democrat who represents Florida's 13th congressional district. Now, this is insane. This is so stupid and insane. Charlie Crist was our governor. He was a Republican. He was a liar. We thought he was a Republican. Okay? And Charlie Crist, who is one of these very pathetic politicians that always has to hold office. He doesn't feel like he's a person if he's not holding office. He was our governor, and he ran for Senate and was destroyed in a statewide race for Senate after he was our governor. And he's so pathetic, he became a Democrat, and now he's a U.S. representative, which is a little tiny district. So he's been rejected by the people of Florida. People are pissed at him because he was used to be a Republican. Then he switched to a Democrat, which means he's a total fraud. And they want us to believe a poll that says that he, a man who's been rejected in a statewide race, who half the state hated because he was a Republican, and the other half that used to vote for him, they hate him now because he was a fraud, because now he's a Democrat. He's beating Ron DeSantis? That's not even credible. Respondents were asked whether they approve of the job DeSantis is doing. 48.3% said they did not approve, while 43.7% said they did. This represents a significant decline since the Florida Chamber of Commerce poll in May showed the governor's approval rating at 55. The St. Pete poll survey showed that 7.9% of respondents weren't sure whether they approved of how DeSantis was doing his job. By contrast, 48.8% of respondents approved of Biden's job performance. Almost half. Tells you they're oversampling Democrats. The new poll also asked Floridians who they would vote for if the election for governor were held on the day they were surveyed, and offered theoretical matchups against potential Democratic candidates. Charlie Crist, who was the state's governor from 2007 to 2011, beat DeSantis with 45.3% to DeSantis' 43.8%. Now, and I'm going through the rest of this article, I'm skimming through it. I don't see a link to the poll and the methodology of who they sampled. On the key question of mask mandates in school, the poll found that a clear majority of respondents don't agree with DeSantis' recent executive order banning public schools from requiring children to wear face masks. When asked if masks should be required for all children when the state schools reopen, 62% of respondents said they should be. It says here they surveyed 3,952 likely Florida voters in an automated phone system. But what they're not giving us here is the breakdown Republican and Democrat. Now, let me tell you, I don't know of a single parent that my kid's grown, but any parent that I've heard talk about this in Florida does not want the masks. And certainly not the majority. You know, this is the beginning of something here. This Newsweek story. You say, oh, why care about Newsweek? This is the beginning of something. For the past few months, the left-wing media, MSNBC in particular, have been pushing Ron DeSantis. The reason they've been pushing Ron DeSantis is they've been trying to create a MAGA divide, a divide between Trump and DeSantis. And the mainstream media, the liberals, have been wanting DeSantis to run for president in 2024. They figure it'll be a big divide. Trump has an ego, so if they can make him a candidate, it'll divide MAGA. Now, they find, one, Trump and DeSantis are not divided at all. They're more united than ever. And people love him. So this Newsweek story, after what happened the day before yesterday in DeSantis' presser, when he called out Biden for this super spreader southern border event, the anti-DeSantis press are going to be out there. Jack Posobiec reported that Joe Biden was livid after Ron DeSantis' little talk to the press about what he's doing at the southern border. Was livid. Jack Posobiec, he's got a source who has witnessed it. And then yesterday, Biden tipped his hand to how paranoid and how frightened he is of Governor Ron DeSantis. Listen to this. This is Biden out in front of the White House yesterday.
Your response, Mr. President?
Governor who?
DeSantis.
He said, Governor who? And he wasn't having a senior Biden moment. Then he grinned like, oh, I'm above him. He's beneath me. Who? But Jack Posobiec's reporting that he was livid. So there's panic going on right now. There's panic going on. And you know what? That's a good thing. They're in trouble. They have a president. They can't run for re-election. They have a vice president who's checked out. Why do you think they gave these medals yesterday and had this honor ceremony for the Capitol Police? All of a sudden, the Democrats love the police, at least these police. Biden came out there and one of the sleepiest talks I've ever seen him do. Cat Turd on Twitter. You should follow Cat Turd on Twitter. Very funny. Cat Turd on Twitter, or was it Babylon B? It was either Cat Turd or Babylon B. I think it was Cat Turd. Said that it would be easier in a Biden presser if Biden would turn the teleprompter around to the camera so we could just read it ourselves instead of listening to him. But I heard Biden yesterday talk about the insurrection of January 6th. Remember, about 600 have been arrested. Not one person has been charged with insurrection. You cannot have an insurrection. Kamala Harris and Biden kept calling it an insurrection. No one has been charged with an insurrection. How can you have an insurrection without insurrectionists? Not one person charged with insurrection. Take it out of the politics. To have a bank robbery, you must have bank robbers. Right? How can you have a bank robbery without bank robbers? How can you have a carjacking without a carjacker? How can you have a mugging without a mugger? You cannot have an insurrection without insurrectionists. But don't let that stop their narrative. They're going to keep saying it even though the Biden Justice Department, remember this is the Biden Justice Department, haven't charged anyone with insurrection. Even though he and Kamala Harris came out loving the police and telling us over and over again that it was an insurrection. You know, this January 6th event, which was wrong. There were a lot of wrongs there. We're never going to have an official declaration from the government as to what happened because they don't want us to know what happened. They really don't. But they're trying to make this a huge event. The last time this happened is after the bin Laden raid, I remember when the Bin Laden raid happened, woke up in the morning, doing my show prep, and they told us Bin Laden raid happened, Bin Laden dead. And I remember coming on the air that day and that week, and it was like a nothing event. And the reason that it was not a nothing event is because the way Obama handled it. By the way, Joe Biden was opposed to taking out Osama bin Laden. Don't forget that. But what happened was the raid happened, and by the time we knew about it, they already had a funeral at sea, and the body was gone. We didn't get to see anything. We didn't get to experience it. We didn't get to see him dead, bin Laden. And it was like an event that didn't happen, but the left kept talking about the day we got bin Laden for a while. And then there was this left-wing show called The Newsroom that was on, I don't know, HBO or Showtime or something. Remember this? It was on for a couple years, done by the same guy, Aaron Sorkin, that did The West Wing. And I used to watch that show, liberal show. I used to watch it, The Newsroom. And they had this storyline where there was an event that happened in the show, and people had to testify and give depositions about it, and they all clearly remembered this day so well because it was the day that the Bin Laden raid happened, and they had this running dialogue throughout this entire season. It was the day we got Bin Laden. Remember the day we got Bin Laden? Do you? I don't. And they're trying to make January 6th like a 9/11-like event. And January 6th is going to become, in some ways, among Democrats and liberals, almost like a national holiday, where they're going to talk about it constantly. I would not be surprised at all if the Capitol breach, January 6th, has a section in textbooks in the public schools already, as schools are getting ready to go back. If they don't this year, they'll have it next year. Promise you, they will. This is a big thing for Democrats. That's why I was so upset the day after. I was very upset the day after because I knew that this January 6th event was going to be something that we had to deal with forever. And we're never going to get to the bottom of it. It's always going to be promoted as something that the Justice Department under Biden says it's not, an insurrection. You know, it was a terrible event, don't get me wrong. It was not an insurrection. No one charged with insurrection. And you can tell that the Democrats, Biden and Kamala and all the Democrats, they really enjoy talking about it, don't they? This is like, to them, one of their greatest moments. I heard Biden yesterday, he was so asleep during that. The Democrat Party is out there pushing defund the police, but all of a sudden they like these cops? What are we up to, 4 suicides among the Capitol Police that were there on the day of the breach? That seems to be a large number of suicides out of a sample size that small. What is going on there? Why have so many police officers involved in that day committed suicide? And I heard, I don't know if it was Biden or Kamala who referred to the deadly Capitol breach. Well, the only person that died that day there was Ashley Babbitt at the hands of I think we think, it hasn't been confirmed, but a Capitol Police officer who gave her no warning before he fired. Deadly, yeah. But Ashley Babbitt was the only one who died that day. They left that out of the ceremony yesterday. All right, it's 31 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show, on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back. I checked the temperature this morning before I left. The high today is going to be almost 90 degrees here in South Florida. The hot weather, it's already here, and it's only going to get hotter. On the line from Cut My Kilowatts, we have Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. He's going to tell you how he can save you big money on your electric bill.
We're facing the onslaught of summer here, and a lot of people are going to be noticing that, if they haven't noticed already, that their air conditioner is just running nonstop, fighting to keep the house cool. A lot of times the air conditioner can't even keep up with the heat gain. You'll have that or even 78.
Yeah.
Even as high as 80. So what we do is cutmykilowatts.com, and we've been doing radiant barrier in South Florida for 10 years. I mean, we did Steve Kane's house probably 10 years ago when I first started doing this in South Florida. Radiant barrier stops the heat gain in the house, lowers the temperature in the attic 30 to 40 degrees, literally cuts the AC runtime in half, and does a lot of money.
Let's explain to people what radiant barrier is. We have known Scott from Cut My Kilowatts for well over a decade. He's with us every summer here on the Steve Kane Show. In the heat of the summer, the attic, how hot does an attic get during the summer, Scott?
It can get, depending on what kind of roof it has, with a shingle or tile, shingle being the hottest, 140, 150, even 160 degrees.
Yeah, and what that does is that 150, 160 degree heat in your attic makes your ceiling hot, and of course your air conditioning ducts are in your ceiling. It heats them up, and it makes your air conditioner work longer, harder, causing your electric bill going up, struggling to keep your house cool. So Scott has the radiant barrier. So tell people what radiant barrier is and how it works.
Radiant barrier is like a big aluminum foil tarp. It goes on the underside of the roof deck below the trusses, so there's an air gap so it doesn't damage the roof. And it basically just turns the heat wave that comes down off the roof around and pushes it back up out the roof. So it makes your roof function like a white shingle reflective roof. You know, you see those white roofs on people's houses, they put them on because it cuts their electric bill 25-30%. Same thing with radiant barrier. You put it in on the underside of your roof deck. You know, it's like $1 a square foot, and we even got a special. If you spend 2,000 square feet or more, you get an additional 500 off. So I mean, it's very reasonable. It's very affordable. This time of year, you know, you're getting it for half price. Plus you're getting
Jacqueline, $50 super sticker. Thank you, Jacqueline. Everyone, thank Jacqueline. Thank you so much.
Job in your attic, whatever you need up in your attic. Insulation, duct work, you know, radiant barrier. We can do the whole package.
Now listen,
we do that for a lot of people.
It's getting hot today. It's going to be about 88, 89 degrees here in South Florida. We're not in the hottest heat of the summer yet. We will be soon. And because of that, Scott, he's offering a great discount before it gets super, super hot, because as it gets hotter and hotter, it's more difficult for his crew to work in the attic. Now it's not quite as hot. They can get the work done faster, can spend more time in the attic. I want to give you Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. I'm going to give you his website and his number. If you miss this, it's listed at stevekaneshow.com. First, you can give Scott a call at 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500. Online, cutmykilowatts.com. And again, listed at stevekaneshow.com. Scott will save you money on your electric bill this and every summer. All right, Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, have a great day. We will talk later in the week.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, we're back 36 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. It's Friday, August 6th, 2021. All right, so this story about CNN. CNN has fired 3 employees for showing up to work without having been vaccinated in violation of CNN's strict policy. It's being reported. Social media users quickly accusing the company of rank hypocrisy. Yeah, because they have Jeffrey Toobin, who was masturbating in a meeting with his former employer recently on a Zoom call, which was strange. And then, of course, Chris Cuomo over there and his violations. The New York Times media correspondent first reported on the news after obtaining a copy of an internal memo that was sent on Thursday to employees by Jeff Zucker of CNN. I thought Jeff Zucker was leaving like 3 years ago. It's unclear where the trio of dismissed staffers work. CNN is headquartered in Atlanta, has 16 offices throughout 7 countries. According to the memo, CNN so far has had an honor system in place when it comes to staffers' vaccination statuses and has not made it mandatory to produce a vaccine card. In the past week, we have been made aware of 3 employees who were coming to the office unvaccinated, Zucker wrote in the memo. All 3 have been terminated. Let me be clear. We have zero tolerance policy on this. Zucker stressed that all CNN employees, including those working in the office and in the field, must be vaccinated. In light of the firing, Zucker raised the prospect of requiring staff to show proof of vaccination in the weeks to come. Critics on Twitter wasted no time pointing out that while CNN was quick to fire workers for being unvaccinated, it had not taken host Chris Cuomo on the air, despite his, all this that goes on. Okay. So you get the hypocrisy there. This is something that people, this is just happening. And it's wrong, but this is what's happening. I've been telling you this for weeks. The vaccine mandates are coming. And they're doing it through liberal companies first, because these liberal corporations have a lot of employees. So they're requiring it. CNN, their parent company, will probably require it too. We've had calls from listeners who their local employers are requiring it. Big companies like Disney are requiring it. It is coming. And what they're trying to do is, people will comply when it's their employer because they got to work. They got to eat. They've got bills to pay. So if they are not vaccinated, they will get vaccinated if they have to work because they cannot afford to be out of work. And that's going to be effective. So, and at some point, they're going to come out with a vaccine mandate from the government. It's going to happen. You're going to need it to maybe fly soon. It's going to happen. Now, I think you all know I'm vaccinated. Steve Kane's vaccinated. My entire family is vaccinated. And I was talking about this on my podcast last night. Now, I know some of you don't want to hear what I'm going to tell you. I'm sharing with you my personal experience, okay? And I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking and what's going on. There is an increase in COVID in Florida. I know it for a fact because I'm having experiences in my circle of friends, okay, and family. And I've had 2 incidents with 2 different groups of people removed from one another. The first one you've been hearing us talk about this week, Steve Kane, one of his kids, and her whole family got COVID. Her husband, and her kids all got COVID. Steve and his wife, Lori, were doing family things together. I think Steve went to the movies with him. They didn't know. So Steve got in a panic, as anyone would, went to any lab test now in Coral Springs and got tested on Monday, and he's negative. His daughter and her family that are COVID positive were not vaccinated. I think Steve and his wife did not get it because they were. Got a call from a MAGA nurse a couple days ago. You may have heard this call. She's a nurse working in a local hospital in Broward County. She says there is an increased number of people coming in with COVID. She said most of them are unvaccinated that are being hospitalized for COVID here in Broward County. They're unvaccinated and they're Democrats. She says they're mostly black because a lot of black people won't get vaccinated because of the Tuskegee, story. She said those that have been hospitalized who are vaccinated have underlying conditions. In my family this week, I just found this out yesterday, we have another little incident. Not in my household, but in the immediate family. Someone in my immediate family, I'm not going to say who, because like I say, when you start talking about who's got it, who's been exposed, it's like the scarlet letter, but a member of my immediate family has been exposed to someone who has COVID here in South Florida. Okay. The person that was COVID positive that exposed them was not vaccinated. They are. They're getting tested. And when I get the test results from them, I will report them to you. I think they're going to be negative. 1, because my family member is vaccinated, and 2, they don't have any symptoms whatsoever. They're not symptomatic. And I know this is just anecdotal, but I'm telling you that in my circle, I already have someone in my family and Steve's family, COVID positive people around, exposing them, and we got 2 negative tests from Steve and Lori from Any Lab Test Now at Coral Springs, and they're both vaccinated. They were exposed by COVID positive people who are not vaccinated. So I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a researcher. This is just anecdotal. Make of it what you want. Be pissed that I'm telling you what's going on. Now, I made a TikTok video yesterday. On my way in to the radio station yesterday, I put this up on TikTok. Brian Craig Show on TikTok. You can watch this video. There are 2 hospitals in Boca Raton. One in West Boca and one in East Boca. On my way into work yesterday, I went by the emergency rooms of both hospitals to see if the hospitals are busy and overrun, like we're hearing in the news that Florida hospitals are overrun. Go and watch the video that I made. It's on my TikTok, Brian Craig Show on TikTok. Both hospital emergency rooms were empty. Empty parking lots, empty emergency rooms in Boca. This is so there is an increase. There is an increase in Florida. That's a fact, because these 2 incidents I'm telling you about, I haven't had anything like that happen in my circle, off the air circle of friends and family and everything for a year. Last year there were a couple of incidents, but I haven't heard anything in about a year of someone in my family being exposed. And it's happening to 2 different groups, very removed from each other, but in my circle this week. So I'm just sharing, and I will keep updating you on this. Like, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what's going on from my experience. And, of course, we want everyone to be positive. I hope it be positive. But what would you make of it if I've got 3 people in my circle? It's actually 4, because the person in my family, they're married, of course. So so there's 4 people in my circle that have been exposed to someone who is positive for COVID this week. If all 4 test negative and those 4 have been vaccinated, would that be a coincidence to you, or could you give credit to being vaccinated? And the people I'm talking about are all older. These aren't young people. What would you make of that? Oh, man. Let's take our break. Last break of the first hour of the program. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll take a break and be right back.
Hi guys, it's Dr. Matez. Now that I've joined the Biostation West Delray, we're not just about making you feel good, they're all about making you look good too. Our practitioners are well trained and experienced in the use of Botox, fillers, platelet-rich plasma, microneedling lasers, as well as any modality out there. We even have a Miami plastic surgeon available for the big jobs. We can now make you look good to match the way we make you feel. So if you want to feel good and look good, call us at the Biostation West Delray at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893. And for a limited time only, if you're a Steve Kane listener, 10% off all cosmetic services. And if you happen to be a Steve Kane cruiser, we're going to give you another 10%. That's 20% off all cosmetic services leading up to the Steve Kane cruise.
Brian Craig here. I've been telling you for years how great MyPillow products are. But don't just take my word for it. This is one of our listeners, Todd. He bought the MyPillow mattress topper, and he called us live on the radio to tell us about his experience with the MyPillow mattress topper.
Yeah, I'm calling you testimonials about my MyPillow topper.
You ordered the MyPillow, the mattress topper?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, I was thinking about buying a new mattress because my old mattress was getting old. So my wife's like, why don't you try that pillow, that mattress top? So I went on, I used your promo code CANE. I got a great price. Got it home, been using it for the last 3 nights. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
It feels like a whole new mattress.
I talked to other listeners with the MyPillow mattress topper, and they come in all sizes. The mattress companies have turned into con artists. When I was a kid,
mattresses were two-sided. You'd have the mattress, then after a while you'd flip it over. Now you can't flip mattresses anymore. They don't make them that way anymore because people weren't buying mattresses enough. So the mattress company stopped making two-sided mattresses, and mattresses are expensive. I've had to buy a new mattress, and mattresses can cost well over, just for a regular normal mattress, over $1,000. So that MyPillow mattress topper is a big savings. It saves you from buying a new mattress and turn your whole bed into a MyPillow.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I really love it. I sleep really good.
Well, that's great. Well, I appreciate that. And you guys out there, remember, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. Now, when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com, save 30% off your MyPillow mattress topper and receive 2 free MyPillows. But you got to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper. Turn your old mattress into a big MyPillow mattress. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for
All right, welcome back. 48 minutes after the hour, and I'll tell you something. Again, I know some of you don't want to hear this. When you get exposed to COVID by someone who has it, and then people find out you have it, it has the person that has been exposed, even if they're vaccinated, while they're taking care of it, it's very disruptive. People have to not go to work. They can't go to work until they get the test back. That's why any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs, you get the results in 15 minutes or less. But it's disruptive to people. Like this person that exposed this person in my family. That ticks me off. And I'll tell you, with Steve, Steve is high risk because of his age, and he's had pneumonia more than once. And when I was talking to him and his wife on Monday, and they were telling me that one of their kids, they're not vaccinated. The whole family got COVID. They exposed them. I was thinking, my goodness. I mean, if Steve got it because of his age and because of pneumonia, could be dead. Luckily, he didn't have it. He tested negative. Probably because he's vaccinated. He was in a car with them, and he tested negative. Isn't that amazing? I think that says something. I'm not telling you what to do. You decide with your doctor. I'm telling you what I did for myself, and I'm sharing with the personal experiences I'm having in my circle of friends and family. And you can make of it what you want. But I think I should share with you what's going on, like we share with you everything that's going on with us. All right, 1-888-GO-KANE1 is the number, 888-465-2631. Good morning.
Hi, Brian.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Verlanda.
Hey, Verlanda.
You mentioned a few moments ago, prior to, you talked about East Boca and West Boca. Number one, those are all, Boca's considered a rich community, period, believe it or not.
Of course.
You also had someone a few days ago, I was either Sandra or Maria, who talked about when she went to her doctor, there were several groups of people that she saw, a group of people that she saw, rather, who did not speak any English.
Yep.
She was in Broward County, her doctor at least, and those people.
Yep. I think it was Deerfield, she said.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of coincidences because you also mentioned something else. And you mentioned the day we got Bin Laden. I rarely remember that, but I do remember what happened thereafter. They tell us that a drunken president, Joe Biden, ex-vice president at the time, outed a Navy SEAL team.
Oh, no, that was Biden. That wasn't Biden. I think that was Obama. No, Obama came out and told the world that SEAL Team 6 did it. It was Obama.
No. It was.
Was it Biden?
Yes, but he through a drunken state.
Wow.
Now our government is a Navy SEAL. Navy SEAL. Now, if you think he's forgotten this.
Well, let me tell people what Rolanda's referencing here. SEAL Team 6 got bin Laden. It was classified information. I thought Obama did it, but you're telling me Biden did. I'll take your word for it. It was after it was known which SEAL team did it. Al Qaeda killed how many people from SEAL Team 6? I mean, it was a lot. They like wiped out the whole team. They took them all out in a helicopter attack.
Yeah. 30 of our finest, along with a service dog, boarded a dilapidated Chinook helicopter. The next thing we know, there was a prayer of desecration being prayed over those dead people, our dead team, and subsequent investigations came along and went, and no one's the wiser, no one knows.
Yeah, and what had happened is Al Qaeda spies inside the Afghan military told Al Qaeda what helicopter SEAL Team 6 was in, and Al Qaeda targeted that helicopter in a rocket attack and killed them because of the bin Laden raid, and they knew who to target because, well, I thought it was Obama, but you're telling me Biden, and I'll yeah.
It was Joseph Biden.
Oh, that's you should, somebody like that you know, that to me that's like he did it.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, I don't, and I'm with our governor here, and as strong as I can get.
Me too.
Yeah, I am with him on this fight because he is making the variant worse. He is causing a lot.
The he is not DeSantis, it's Biden. You're talking about Biden is the he.
Yes, yes, I am. And I noticed, I was listening at Debbie Wasserman Schultz and her response to the governor. I noticed all of them are keeping a very low profile because they know what they're doing. They know what he's doing and what the administration is doing right now, Brian. And I don't think I'm crazy. We are all watching this with bated breath.
Well, what's going on here? The main reason that there's this spread is a couple million people have come across the southern border this year. None of them have been vaccinated or tested. And you've got that 6 degrees of separation going on, and they're bringing the undocumented illegals. Well, they released them. They're obviously in Texas, but they're also busing them to Florida. Sometimes they're flying them to Florida, and that is and there's this 6 degrees of separation, or 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, whichever you prefer, and that is what is responsible for the main cause of the increase here in Florida, no doubt about it in my mind, and it's god awful, and they're panicked over Ron DeSantis because he's calling them out on it.
Yes, he is, and I didn't realize how panicked till I listened to Debbie Wasserman Schultz's voice and what she said. She always does the bidding of the party, and I'm just praying that our governor keeps it up, that he keeps his resolve, because Biden is known for all kinds of things that follow him. Well,
let me tell you, Biden. I'm expecting Biden to try to strong arm Florida into playing ball, and what they're going to do. This is what Biden's going to do. He's going to start threatening to cut federal funding for things in Florida if DeSantis doesn't bend to his will.
Well, if I know to DeSantis, he wasn't really for a lot of the program that he had anyway. As far as
now, Ron DeSantis will not bend. He will not bend a knee to Biden on this. No, he'll take. By the way, I don't want people to misunderstand what I'm saying. I do not support vaccine mandates. I'm not telling anybody to get it or not get it. I'm just sharing what's going on in my circle here in Florida with Steve and his family and my own family just this week being exposed to COVID. I think I should tell you guys about it.
But you know what, Brian? I'm glad you went to those 2 hospitals, because I was wondering about Boca, because let's face it, I graduated from Florida Atlantic University.
Oh, so well, great. So did I. We're alma maters.
Yes, our alma mater.
Yeah.
What's going on in Del Rey? What's going on in Boca right now? Because see, it would be more fitting for them to pipe more people into Broward. That's a big metroplex, it would be fitting for them to kite people into Orlando.
Well, if you watch the video, I put the video up on TikTok. It's only 60 seconds long. It's the hospital emergency rooms were a ghost town. Both of them. Both of them.
Wow. Wow.
Now, I'm not saying that there's no one inside with COVID, but what I'm telling you is, the while there is an increase, like this, like Steve's, one of his kids and their whole family got it, right? They have COVID right now. None of them have been hospitalized. The person that exposed my family member is at home. They're not hospitalized.
Here's the thing, Brian. The news reports are all reporting that every hospital in Florida is overrun.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing. So I'm glad you're exposing. You're being an investigative reporter.
That's right.
And thank you. And you're exposing the lie.
Yeah.
Exposing myths.
Mm-hmm.
And you and along with that, you're telling some truth about certain things. But I know with me, I try right now. While everybody was, out and about, and everybody was glad, something within me said, "Be uneasy, because there's another wave of this coming."
Well, and you're seeing the masks are being required at more and more businesses every day, and here in South Florida, it's getting to the point now. When I went into Wawa today, they have a mask requirement over there. There were two other people that did not have a mask on in there, and they were two young black people. They didn't have masks on because I guess they were coming home from somewhere, like a bar or something. They were too busy making out inside the place. But other than them, I was the only one without a mask, and the cashier did not like it. She did not like it.
I know, and the truth of the matter is, whether you have I don't care if you're masked up to the do. If your immune system is down, you're going to catch it either way.
That's right. All right, Rolanda, appreciate the call. All right, take care. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Hi, this is George, Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, George.
Hi, I'm sure you did, but did you see this, I call him a kid, he's a millennial, Sean Fredrickson, around 10 days ago from San Diego?
Say that again. I didn't hear the beginning. Did I see what?
A guy named Sean Fredrickson in San Diego. He's a millennial, and he appeared before the Board of Supervisors. He was...
No, I didn't see it. Well, you know what? I'll look during the break. I'll look it up. Okay. Listen. I got to run at 7:00. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. This is the longest running radio show in the state of Florida. The Steve Kane Show on the radio since 1977. We'll take our break for the top of the hour and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
I'm Dr. Janae.
I'm Alan Knight.
You love listening to Steve Kane and Brian Craig.
Yeah, Rolanda's calls are always good.
Political pandemonium. Now you need a cure for the resulting anxiety and depression. Join us for the perfect prescription to help you cope with the world.
Saturday mornings at 11 and Sunday nights at 11.
If you want answers about love, anger, pain, and relationships, join us for your chance to call in and share your stories, tears, or laughs. Take the opportunity to tell me what's on your mind.
Be right back, guys.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. This is Brian Craig. I'm in studio with Debbie from I Will Advisors. She has an incredible new service to tell you about called I Will Advocates. Debbie, what is I Will Advocates and how are you helping seniors?
Well, Brian, over the past few years of owning a Medicare insurance agency, we've learned that there's a huge need for Medicare advocacy, that a lot of people don't have a child or a spouse that can assist them with their medical needs, and that's where we step in.
There's a lot of things that seniors need help with. Prescriptions, doctor's appointments, things like this. How do you help them with that?
If you're having a problem at the doctor's office, having problems scheduling an appointment in a timely manner, we can step in. If you're having issues at the pharmacy, having problems refilling a prescription, or feel that you're being mischarged for something, you can contact us and we will step in. Even if you're at the hospital and you feel like you're being neglected, we'll be there for you at a touch of a button, whether it's to call the nurse's station or assist in any other way.
So if someone's in the hospital, they feel they're not getting the care that they need, they haven't seen their doctor, they haven't seen their nurse, they can actually call you and you'll contact the hospital for them?
Absolutely. We act as your family. We'll step up, we'll call the nurse's station and ask for some assistance. If we can't get anything done there, we'll go to the higher levels.
Now, this is a service that you're offering. Now, they do not have to be an existing client of I Will Advisors to take advantage of this, right?
Oh, of course not. No, we're here for any Medicare client. We can assist in any way. We don't need to be your insurance agent. We're just here to help you with your medical needs.
This is an incredible opportunity for those of you who are Medicare recipients. Debbie at I Will Advocates will help you with your prescriptions. You'll set up doctor's appointments for them, including the primary care physician and specialist, right?
Of course, we'll assist in anything helping you find new doctors.
They'll help you with your medical billing. They'll help you with your insurance billing. If you feel you've been billed wrong by your doctor, they'll step in for that and even help you if you're in the hospital. Basically, what you're offering is a concierge service to senior citizens.
That's exactly it.
That's amazing. I've never heard of anything like this before. So how much does this cost?
Well, for just $20 a month, you will have the security of knowing that you have an experienced, compassionate advocate just a touch of a button away.
To learn more, call Debbie's office. The number, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Or go online. You can sign up online at iwilladvocates.com.
Steve Kane Show.
iwilladvocates.com.
Hold on.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
What, making an analogy? I don't think so, Jim Lockwood. If they don't actually mean it's the mark of the beast.
Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-COCAINE-1. That's 1-888-COCAINE-1.
Alrighty. Yeah, hour number 2 has begun. 3 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. On the radio since 1977, you know, we are about just under 6 months away, like 5.5 months away from our Steve Kane 2022 MAGA cruise on the Celebrity Equinox. 9 days. We leave on a Friday, return the following Sunday. And I'm excited. I need the vacation. I really could use the vacation. We didn't get our vacation last year because of everything. But cruise ships have been running for weeks and months in Florida. Right now as we speak, there are cruise ships filled with passengers out of Florida. It's been going on for weeks and weeks and weeks, couple of months. Not one incident. Not one incident. And on the line, we have Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. Hey, Ian.
Hey, good morning.
Oh. So what is the latest on our cruise on the Celebrity Equinox in January?
Well, we are 100% go. The ship is selling really, really well. The ship has changed to yellow status. Planning our events, as you well know, looking at the shore excursions, as you know.
Well, what yellow status? Okay, now because of everything that's going on, cruise ships are sailing with reduced capacities. They're sailing at about half capacity, and what he means by yellow status is that the ship is about to fill up. It's getting close to that point where there will be no more cabins available, right?
That's correct, and there's no guarantees that I'll even be able to move people who book after a certain point into the group, and they're kind of yelling at me a little bit, you know. You got this group space, they can't take it away from us, so I'm urging people who are on the fence to book now, secure their place.
Yeah, and this is our largest Steve Kane cruise group yet going on this cruise. It's like I say, it's 9 days. We leave on a Friday out of Fort Lauderdale on the newly remodeled and refitted Celebrity Equinox, and we return the following Sunday. And Ian and I are going to be getting together, planning our shore excursions. We have a lot of onboard activities we'll be taking part in together. And because we put this cruise together during the pandemic last year, we got an incredible deal on our group. So the group rates will be expiring this month, right, Ian?
Yeah, in less than a couple of weeks, I'm going to have to release all of my groups.
Yeah, so if you call and make your reservation now, you get a much lower cruise fare than if you were next month, if there's anything available next month, and it's not looking like there will be. Now, if you go to my YouTube channel, you can take a look at our last cruise, which was on the Celebrity Silhouette, and we just had an incredible time. You can see how these cruises go and how they operate and how much fun we have. It's all MAGA crowd. We have dinner together every night. We have incredible shore excursions together in our ports of call. We in this one, we're going to have a lot of onboard activities together, and you are really, truly going to enjoy it. Give Ian a call. And by the way, those of you that have already made reservations, give Ian a call today and check in because there's some developments and and if you haven't talked to Ian in a while, you definitely want to give Ian a call. Those of you that already made reservations, so we can give you the updates on everything that's going on with the cruise. Now, if you missed this number, it's listed at stevekaneshow.com. Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot, 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. All right, Ian, have a great weekend, and I'll see you on the cruise. All right, take care. All right, let's go to Andrea. Andrea, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing just great. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get ready here.
Oh.
This is what's going on with Desantis, and I heard Jackie Stovak talk about how infuriated Biden is.
Oh, yeah.
Infuriated, Brian. Do you know why? Because when you're a poser and you don't have any real leadership skills and you see a real leader step up, it's intimidating.
Well, what's going on here is that's not how Biden views it. Biden doesn't view himself as a sleazy creep. Did you see that video with Biden with the little girl at the White House? Did you see that? Oh my goodness. I watched that video this morning. It was one of the most disturbing videos I have ever seen of an adult man and a child.
It was absolutely appalling. And I don't know who does his PR, but whoever does his PR is clearly not addressing this. That was so inappropriate.
Well, what had happened was Biden was at a White House signing. He's at the table, and everything's going on with the signing, and all you see is Biden staring into the crowd at one person, and then he calls her over. You find out it's a little girl that he had scoped out and put his eyes on and brought over. It was really sick, very sick.
What did he do? He pulled her right towards his knee, like almost sitting on his lap, grabbed her, started whispering into her ear. It was disgusting.
It was, and the thing about it is the parents obviously are there, but if they're at a Biden signing at the White House, they're liberal sycophants, and if that were me, I'd intervene. But I'm
If that were me, I would have very calmly pulled my daughter off his lap and pulled her as far away from him as I could. If not, I would have just left.
And you would think with all, this, Biden, this is how twisted it is. Okay, I mentioned this story yesterday, and believe me, Biden knows about this. Biden is not as checked out as you think. He's low. I think he's low energy. I think he's low energy because he's on a lot of medications at his age, and he's probably still drinking. But his mind is not as checked out as you. He uses that as a shield. These fake senior moments. But here's the thing with Biden. Yesterday, I talked about this on the air. A girl from, I think it was 2015, who was a little girl that he got too close to at a photo op. She's now a teenager. She put a video up on TikTok that said that he touched her nipple. She said this. Now she's removed the video. She removed it. She removed the post because I'm assuming she got a lot of feedback. But yeah, this was in the news yesterday. You guys can Google it. It's in multiple sources. And yeah. And that came out the day before yesterday, although I brought it up yesterday on the show. So Biden pulled this, I think, in a response to that story. You know, what happened, it's kind of a cover. He's got his problem, but it's also a cover. Oh, I do this with everybody. This is no big deal.
It's
Well, it's like Cuomo kissing when Cuomo showed that montage of him kissing everybody, the reason he kisses everyone is to cover for his creepiness when he gets creepy. Oh no, I'm not creepy with her. I do this with everybody. Look, here's me with De Niro. No, and Biden, I think, did that yesterday, one, because he can't control himself, but also was a cover for this girl. But that video was really upsetting. I saw that. I watched it this morning. I heard about the story. I didn't watch the video. I watched it this morning before I left the house, and it was, I don't even like to talk about it. It's so disturbing.
And here's the problem, Brian, is that, you know, so when they released the stuff that Ron DeSantis' ratings are tanking and it's propaganda. Everybody knows it's propaganda. Ron DeSantis is an outstanding example to this country. And the Democratic Party, basically right now, believe it or not, they're kind of falling like dominoes, right? So they're, again, pushing for the mask mandate. What happens? AOC takes the photo with the mask on. 3 seconds later, she's talking to people. She's got the mask off.
Mm-hmm.
They have played their hypocrisy out. Look at Corey Bush yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their private security,
Yeah.
while all of you get gunned down in the street.
Well, yeah, this thing with AOC, she was with this group of young people on the Capitol steps, no mask. When it came time for the photo, she put the mask on, and as soon as they were done with the photo op, she took it off again. And that's fine. I mean, you don't wear it if you don't want to wear it, but she's obviously wearing it only for, you know, a public event. And then she got this thing, then she's, without the mask on, she was dancing with them. And she doesn't dance very well by this. She dances like Elaine in Seinfeld. If you guys remember that.
What AOC is not doing? AOC is not going down to the tents or to the facilities.
Yeah.
Children are being sexually abused by the staff.
And that story was, in fact, this story, I talked about this last week on my podcast. There was a meeting with staff of the border facilities where they're keeping the kids, and the facilitator of the meeting was talking about sex abuse being committed against the children in the border facilities by staff, and it's such a big problem. They were openly talking about it in a staff meeting. It leaked out, little story here, Gateway Pundit, Weasel Zippers or something, and then the story's gone. And it's probably men and working in the facilities with teenage girls is probably what it is. Total cover-up. And this thing with Biden in this video, you know, the media spent a year and a half with that Excess Hollywood video and Stormy Daniels' lying attorney, the porn lawyer, you know, and that nothing happened there. Nothing happened there. This video yesterday, if you have not seen it, I did tweet it this morning, Brian Craig Show on Twitter, of Biden with this little girl. And what's creepy about it, what was creepier about it to me was not the part where he brought her over, it's when he was staring at her. And what a lot of guys do, as opposed to striking up a conversation, they stare at a female and they're waiting to get acknowledgement to make their move, you know, because for whatever reason. And he's staring. You can't see who he's staring at until she comes up to him. But he's staring in that crowd in such a creepy way, eyeballing that kid. Sick.
Look at how many times he's done it openly at press conferences.
Well, look at Cuomo yesterday. This photo came out of Cuomo after this whole thing. He's at the governor's mansion poolside. They say it's his secretary. He's got this female secretary in casual clothes sitting next to him on a laptop, sitting down with her legs spread. Did you see that next to him? I mean, you know, these guys are sicko perverts. Hey, Andrea, appreciate the call. Go look at that picture of Governor Cuomo. You're on the radio. Good morning. Oh, hey, Kathy. My wife, Kathy. Good morning.
Good morning. I wanted to say that DeSantis had a roundtable with a bunch of hospital CEOs yesterday, and it's on YouTube that people can watch when your show's over. And he interviewed, I just watched one with Jackson Memorial, and what he said was definitely different than what the media is telling you. He said it's much better than last year. It's mostly younger people that haven't been vaccinated, and that they're doing not as, they're doing okay. They have good medications and things like that. I just want to
Well, we have all these Trump treatments now, right? We have all these Trump treatments, and while there's an increase in cases, and a lot of it's unvaccinated, people aren't being hospitalized like they were last year. It's not the same thing.
Equipment, and they're okay with beds. What he said was definitely opposite of what the media is saying, and he had all the CEOs in this roundtable virtually, the Orlando, everything. So maybe people can watch that when this show's over.
Yeah, well, what it is the media don't care about the truth. They want to destroy DeSantis now because he called out Biden. So there's going to be false narratives going on about all of this in Florida.
Truth. He's letting people know that the open border is the problem here. When the media is trying to blame Americans, especially vaccinated Americans, but it's really the open border that's the big issue. But nobody's talking about it. Nobody wants to really speak what's happening. So
exactly.
Maybe people can check that out.
Yep. All right, Kathy, I got to run for a break. I'll see you when I get home later. Take care. All right, it is... See, every call-in's in a hang-up, guys. You guys that always complain that I hang up on callers, that was my wife. Every call-in's in a hang-up. Someone's got to hang up. All right, we'll take our break here. It is 18 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire.
Steve Kane Show.
$70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalwood Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Hi guys, it's Dr. Matez. Now that I've joined the Biostation West Delray, we're not just about making you feel good, we're all about making you look good too. Our practitioners are well trained and experienced in the use of Botox, fillers, platelet-rich plasma.
Of course she is, Sophie.
As well as any modality out there.
Appreciate you saying that.
Miami plastic surgeon available for the big jobs. We can now make you look good to match the
Good
way
morning,
you
good
make
morning.
you feel. So if you want to feel good and look good, call us at the Biostation West Delray at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893. And for a limited time only, if you're a Steve Kane listener, 10% off all cosmetic services. And if you happen to be a Steve Kane cruiser, we're going to give you another 10%. That's 20% off all cosmetic services leading up to the Steve Kane cruise.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. By the way, Steve is going to be going over to the biostation at Dr. Matez's office to have some Botox and some other fillers done. He's starting to get himself geared up for the cruise, too. All right, let's go back to the phones. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. 1-888-465-2631. Good morning. You're on the radio. Oh, hey, Doug. I got something for you, but I'll let you get to what you brought it first, and I got something for you.
You've been dangerous, and you cut your wife off short, but...
I had to take a break.
Anyway, we can send people into our country from the southern border, walk right in, but now I hear that anybody coming from Europe has to be vaccinated to get in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what the hell is wrong with these people?
Because what's going on? Listen. Here is what's going on. Okay, I've been mentioning this a lot. No one else wants to say this. You gotta. I'm like DeSantis. I'm like Trump. I'm telling you what's happening here. Okay. What's going on here? The Democrats view one thing stopping them from getting their whole agenda through. That's white people. They are trying to make America a majority-minority country. And that's why they're doing this. That's why they're doing it. And they think that'll, in the end, they'll get their whole agenda through with that. I mean, that's why it's, when I watch the video of the southern border, Newsmax is doing a lot of good work on the southern border. The border's never been this open, ever.
That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Now, I got something for you, because you have reached a new level so far as callers go. Okay? I was talking yesterday about how I started turning our voicemail on this week, and I've been getting a lot of calls from liberals and trolls, and the ones that were there this morning, for the most part, when I went through them, were filled with profanity. So I'm not playing those, but I have one, and it's a caller, a listener to the program, who is pretending to be you. So, imitation is the biggest form of flattery, so I've heard Rich Little and people like that say. Yeah, but one of our overnight callers, he's pretending to be you. It is rather insulting. Do you mind if I play it?
Go ahead.
By the way, it's insulting to you. Yeah.
If it comes from a liberal...
Well, I don't know. He doesn't... Do you have a thick skin?
Let's see. I mean, if they told you have stinky feet, what could they tell me?
But I'm used to being insulted by strangers. You're not. Okay, you have a thick skin. Okay. Now, this caller, this is not conservative Doug. This is a listener imitating conservative Doug. They're talking as if they are conservative Doug. Okay, here we go. And let's hope that Doug has a thick skin.
Yeah, conservative Doug, yeah, but... Listening about the overnight, I just realized that.
Now I think he's got your voice down a little bit. It sounds intoxicated. But I think he's got the general sound and tone of your voice. He's not that bad. He may be a professional comic. So far, so good. Does it sound a little bit like you? Would you admit that it sounds a little like you?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it does. Okay, this guy's got talent. Okay, let me get to it.
Yeah, because maybe the Doug, yeah, but listening to the overnight, I just realized that I don't add anything to the show whatsoever. And as good as you are, you can't even make me interesting anymore. So, you shouldn't be picking up on me anymore, Ryan. I really just don't add anything but my funny voice.
Okay, that's it. I think that's a pretty good conservative Doug imitation.
Well, at the beginning it was better than then, but not bad.
Yeah, it sounds like you drunk.
Yeah, well, I haven't been drunk in a long time, so I don't...
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you do, build up a tolerance?
Yeah, well, I just...
No, now, if he did not say, don't take my calls anymore and I have nothing to add and you cannot make me interesting, if he had said something else, I would have thought that was you drunk and tired. But I think that guy, yes, but it's not often. Usually when we get hate calls, they'll call people out and everything, but I think you may be the very first caller to the Steve Kane Show to have a listener do an imitation of you. That's a pretty big deal.
Unbelievable. I'm honest, kind of, but this guy's an idiot, and there's plenty of idiots for that.
Yeah. It was funny. It's funny. I think it's a very good impression. And the more that I'm listening to you talk, you sure that wasn't you?
No, sir.
All right. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. But while I have you on the line, why don't you help me do my spot for Friendly Tire in Margate? Because I know you were over there the other day. And, you know, Friendly Tire in Margate, I've been a customer there for over 10 years. And, you know, they have the best prices on new and used tires. When I first found Friendly Tire, I bought used tires for my Jeep Wrangler. And I remember I went over there, and Mike said, I didn't know Mike then. I know him now, obviously. He didn't know me then. He says, do you want new or used tires? I didn't even bother getting a quote on new tires because I know how much tires cost all over town. And I went over there a couple of times and bought used tires without ever inquiring on new tire prices. And then when I did one time, oh yeah, what the hell? When he told me, the first time I went over there, all the cars in my family are on the road on tires from Friendly Tire. When I went over there and he gave me the price on the new tires, I said, no, not used, new. And he says, that is the new price. It blew my mind how low the prices are.
Said on the commercial, I don't know anybody go any place else. This guy gives you the best price. Best a fantastic guy.
Yeah, he is. And Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire, the price he gives you is out the door and on the road. He doesn't charge you to balance the tire. He doesn't charge you to mount the tire. He does not charge you to dispose of your old tires. By the way, there is he pays he does have to pay someone to dispose of the old tires. He pays for that. He doesn't charge. There's no added fees, and the prices are still that low. His prices are like right out of the 90s. They're very low. And we have listeners that drive more than an hour each way to go to Friendly Tire in Margate because the prices are that low. He has tires for every make and model, sports cars, luxury vehicles. We've had listeners over there in Porsches and Vets, and I've run into listeners in rust buckets too. I mean, you know, with no air conditioning. I mean, it's amazing. You know, everyone goes to Friendly Tire because the prices are so low. He has all the name brands you know and love too: Goodyear, Aurora, Firestone, all the others. If you have run flats and you need tires, his prices on run flats are so incredibly low and affordable, and you guys that have run flats know what the other places charge. Give Friendly Mike a call. He'll give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445, Friendly Tire in Margate. All right, Conservative Doug, it sounds like you got thick skin. All right, take care. I hope he's telling the truth about having thick skin, because that's going to play 35 times over the weekend, 33 times over the weekend. I got to count again. Is it 33 or 5? I think it's 5 because of the overnight rebroadcast for the whole weekend. Pretty good imitation of Conservative Doug, I must say. All right, let's take our break. We'll be right back. Do not go anywhere.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. This is Brian Craig. I'm in studio with Debbie from I Will Advisors. She has an incredible new service to tell you about called I Will Advocates. Debbie, what is I Will Advocates and how are you helping seniors?
Well, Brian, over the past few years of owning a Medicare insurance agency, we've learned that there's a huge need for Medicare advocacy, that a lot of people don't have a child or a spouse that can assist them with their medical needs, and that's where we step in.
There's a lot of things that seniors need help with. Prescriptions, doctor's appointments, things like this. How do you help them with that?
If you're having a problem at the doctor's office, having problems scheduling an appointment in a timely manner, we can step in. If you're having issues at the pharmacy, having problems refilling a prescription, or feel that you're being mischarged for something, you can contact us and we will step in. Even if you're at the hospital and you feel like you're being neglected, we'll be there for you at a touch of a button, whether it's to call the nurse's station or assist in any other way.
So if someone's in the hospital, they feel they're not getting the care that they need, they haven't seen their doctor, they haven't seen their nurse, they can actually call you and you'll contact the hospital for them?
Absolutely. We act as your family. We'll step up, we'll call the nurse's station and ask for some assistance. If we can't get anything done there, we'll go to the higher levels.
Now, this is a service that you're offering. Now, they do not have to be an existing client of I Will Advisors to take advantage of this, right?
Oh, of course not. No, we're here for any Medicare client. We can assist in any way. We don't need to be your insurance agent. We're just here to help you with your medical needs.
This is an incredible opportunity for those of you who are Medicare recipients. Debbie at I Will Advocates will help you with your prescriptions. You'll set up doctor's appointments for them, including the primary care physician and specialist, right?
Of course, we'll assist in anything to help you find new doctors.
They'll help you with your medical billing. They'll help you with your insurance billing. If you feel you've been billed wrong by your doctor, they'll step in for that and even help you if you're in the hospital. Basically, what you're offering is a concierge service to senior citizens.
That's exactly it.
That's amazing. I've never heard of anything like this before. So how much does this cost?
Well, for just $20 a month, you will have the security of knowing that you have an experienced, compassionate advocate just a touch of a button away.
To learn more, call Debbie's office. The number 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Or go online. You can sign up online at iwilladvocates.com. That's iwilladvocates.com.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for www.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You know, did you watch this propaganda ceremony that Kamala and Biden did yesterday with the Capitol cops? I did. He said, you know, Biden said yesterday, well, Biden says a lot of things, but he said yet again, this is the third time he said this since he's been in office. He said the Confederates didn't make it to the U.S. Capitol, but the January 6th rioters did. This is at least the third time that he has praised the Confederates and said they were better people than MAGA. And going into the building was wrong. I mean, do I have to do the disclaimer every time? You know, he called it an insurrection time and time again. Of course, I was talking about this earlier. Of the around close to 600 people have been arrested, none of them charged with insurrection, but they keep calling it an insurrection. An insurrection without insurrectionists. What I said earlier in the first hour is, can you have a bank robbery without bank robbers? Is that possible? Doesn't it take a bank robber to have a bank robbery? If there's no one charged with insurrection, how can you have had an insurrection? And here's another thing about this. Okay, this is a big diversion. Biden's in trouble. He's in trouble. Ron DeSantis called him out. You know, this big deal that was made over Obama's birthday because of COVID restrictions was 700 people. That included the help. They've had a couple million come through the southern border since he's been in office. They said there'll be 2 million by the end of the year. So over 1 million people have come through the southern border since he's been in office. Compare that to the 700 at Obama's birthday party. Come on, give me a break. So this event yesterday was it was a diversion. I know people call everything a diversion. Not everything is a diversion, but that was a diversion. And an attempt to try to get some moral superiority over everything that's going on. You know, this guy time and time again says MAGA's worse than the Confederates. Really? The Confederates who owned slaves? A Confederate killed President Lincoln. You know, on the January 6th, people, it was wrong to go into the building, of course. But they left on their own, and they didn't even have a single weapon on them. Didn't even have a single weapon on them. That's not a justification for going into the building. It's certainly not a justification for going into the chamber of the Senate. All that was wrong. But they were unarmed, and they left on their own. When in history has there been an insurrection that lasted less than an hour where the insurrectionists, one, were unarmed and left on their own? When has that happened? Here's another thing. Okay? Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know. I'm right. Never. I heard Biden say, I'm not sure if Kamala said this, but I heard Biden say yesterday he called it a deadly insurrection. The only person that died that day was Ashley Babbitt. Was he talking about her? Sophie G, $50 super chat. Thank you. Everyone thanks Sophie. I don't think he was talking about Ashley Babbitt. You know, one thing about Democrats don't care about the truth. Democrats care about a narrative, and it's most often a false narrative with them. You know, there was some very interesting footage came out last week from the Capitol. The protesters were outside in front of the Capitol, not going in. They were yelling, they had their horns and everything going on, and then the Capitol Police started tear gassing them, and that's when they went in. It was almost, some believe, that it was almost as if the protesters were herded in by the tear gas. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. We're not going to get a true investigation to let us know. This congressional committee, their conclusion has already been determined. So the only people you're going to hear from in that committee are people who fit their agenda. But for this guy, and no one in the media, I was listening to that yesterday when he was talking about how the Confederates were better people than MAGA. The slave owners who killed President Lincoln are better than MAGA. MAGA's worse than them. Well, maybe, they were fellow Democrats, so maybe that's one of the reasons he says it. But no one in the media called this out. With all of the radical critical race theory supporters in the mainstream media that are obsessed with race, the guy is saying that slave owners are better than MAGA people. I'm wearing a MAGA hat right now. You're telling me a slave owner from the Confederacy is more of a moral person than I am? Are you kidding me? And none of these big race-baiting critical race supporters in cable news or even the pundits, none of them called him out for doing it again. And they never will, because they have a narrative. They have a narrative. And this Capitol breach, this is a big problem we have. Have you noticed? There haven't been any books published about it. Right? There haven't been any books published about it. And you're probably not going to see many, except ones that call it, I imagine that Trump's insurrection will be one of them. This story last week, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz and Louis Gohmert went to the jail where they're holding a whole bunch of the breach people in D.C. They were refused entry. Remember this? Was it 2 weeks ago? Seems like it might have been early last week. It was in the news for one day, totally disappeared. A lot of what's going on with these people that are incarcerated, there's two things going on here. One is they got ahead of themselves. They can't get them on insurrection charges or treason charges, so they're a little screwed on that. You know, they got all these people in custody, and they're having a hard time getting felony convictions out of most of them. They're getting some misdemeanors. They thought, so they don't know what to do with them. They're holding them, trying to get this narrative going so they can charge them with more severe crimes, possibly. What they thought was going to happen is they thought this was going to be a big insurrection trial, and it was going to be all over TV and the graphics, MAGA on trial. They were going to have 600 insurrectionists on trial, and it was going to be MAGA on trial. So they arrest all these people, they start investigating it, they can't get those charges against any of them. So, and that's the Biden Justice Department, and you know they want to. So they get Biden and Kamala out there, and if you watch MSNBC and CNN, no, a lot of you don't, especially CNN, their ratings are so low right now, but you go and watch CNN and MSNBC, they talk about the insurrection every day, all day. They're obsessed with it in liberal circles, even though no one's been charged with it. So they're trying to get this narrative to pick up and gain steam, like a hashtag, so that they can, you know, this is their midterm election strategy. 1-888-GO-CANE1 is our number. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Brian.
Yes.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing good too, but I just don't like when you talk about slavery. I don't see any point to be made in people nowadays talking about slavery. It's gone a long time ago.
I'm not talking about slavery. You're just your brain is too fried from a lifetime of smoking weed that you're not able to comprehend what I'm saying here. Yes, I was talking. I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to explain. Excuse me. I'm going to explain it to you. Biden said yesterday that MAGA people are worse than Confederates. So I simply said he's saying that Trump supporters are worse than slave owners. That's not talking about slavery, Stoner.
Well, I heard you quite a few times, and I always pull you up on it, but most people that talks about slavery...
Well, you're talking about slavery. You don't want anybody to talk about slavery. You're talking about slavery.
What you say? I heard what you say. But what I'm trying to say to you, most people that do talk about slavery these days are people who don't like to see successful black people, and they try to remind them where they're coming from. You understand?
I understand. I don't see the relevance to your call or anything that you're saying.
People do understand. Other listeners.
Yeah, other people that are drug addicts who smoke weed all day like you may understand. It makes sense to them.
I love weed. That's the greatest grass that grow on earth.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Talking to you forever, and I'm still healthy and strong, and I'm not sick. I'm not stupid.
Yeah. You're better than me? Okay.
Not better. You never would catch up with me, and none of you guys would catch up with me.
Okay.
Hold on. That's for sure.
Okay.
You'll catch up with me.
Okay.
I'm a very wise man.
Are you? Okay, you're a wise man. Tell me something wise. Share your wisdom with us. Tell me something wise right now. Something wise that'll make me think all weekend.
When I've been talking to you forever, and if you don't...
Yeah, you said you're a very wise man. I want to hear some wisdom. I want to hear wisdom. Give the listening audience some of your wisdom that we'll spend the entire weekend thinking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you a lot of times, but you don't pay attention.
Well, I'm paying attention now. Give me some wisdom.
The world is saved. God come and save the world in 1976, right centennial year, the 28th day of August. Think about it.
Is that when God visited you in Brooklyn?
Not Brooklyn.
Where did God visit you?
Not Brooklyn, at Bronx.
The Bronx. Oh, you were in the Bronx. God. Okay, now this is great. I'm glad you called today. So God visited you in 1976 in the Bronx?
No. He visited me there. He talked to me, told me what's coming to me in the Bronx. I leave Bronx like a time traveler and took a plane, went to Jamaica, and landed in Jamaica, and he told me when I get there he was going to call the raid, and he sure...
Wait a minute. You're a time traveler?
Well, that's by taking the plane. taking the plane, I consider that to be a time traveling.
You took a plane from New York to Jamaica, and it was a time machine?
It's an aircraft. So I consider that to be an aircraft.
You said it. You said time. You said you traveled through time.
Yes, because I make God too.
Oh wait. Oh, you made God?
Yeah.
When you traveled in time. Okay. Wait. Hold on a second. When you traveled in time. Now this is very interesting. When you traveled in time, what year did you travel from and to?
I said leave New York City, taking the Pan Am aircraft and landed at Kingston. Norman Manley Airport, leaving Kennedy Airport, landing at Norman Manley Airport. When I get there, the thunder start rolling. God is coming at me. Yes, and he did came light up the firmament, and we see God's glory.
Okay. I do. Yeah.
Well, and there's other people in time. There's other people in time.
Oh, you're not the only time traveler. There are other time travelers.
I'm talking about me.
You are a
one in life I've even gotten that far.
Is that the only time that you've traveled through time, or have you time traveled in other times?
No, it's only one time.
Only one time. Okay.
One time we come to save the world.
Mm-hmm.
The bicentennial year is a time that he used to mark time when he came to the world.
Okay.
Because 200 years old.
Okay. All right. The time traveler. Oh my. Let's take our break. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, Brian Craig here. I'm in studio with my wife,
Sophie G, $50 super chat. Thank you. You and Miss Kathy make way too much sense, Brian. God bless you and your family. Well, thank you, Sophie G, and everyone thank Sophie G for that super chat.
New mattress not that long ago, but it still was not doing the trick. So I said to you, let's give the MyPillow mattress topper, and let's see if it helps or makes any kind of a difference. And I have to tell you, after sleeping on it just once...
Andrea, $5 super chat. Brian, you should do a best of hate calls and have Dr. Lemaski in to analyze them. Yeah, well, thank you, Andrea. Thank Andrea for that $5 super chat. Yeah, that would be good. The hate calls I've gotten are so filled with profanity. The ones I have right now,
This is an incredible deal because
it would just be a beep, 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 beep. Yeah, oh, beep, beep, beep. You know, so.
Free MyPillows, but you've got to use the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. It comes in every size too, from twin all the way up to California King. That's promo code Kane, Kane, at mypillow.com. You've heard
Steve Kane Show.
The bus driver, and many other Steve Kane listeners.
Steve Kane Show.
About the great work. Dr.
Hold on.
Gupta at Brighton Dental Care
Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
Steve Kane listener, hey, called in. He had an accident. He went to Dr. Gupta, and he told us his story.
Good morning, Brian. My name's Hank. I'm calling from Hollywood. Brian, I'm calling you for a different thing. About a month or so ago, I called first thing in the morning because I fainted coming out of my bathroom, and I busted my 3 front teeth. I busted my chin, but I guess I fainted, I fell, I cracked my chin, it hit my upper teeth, and I cracked my 3 front teeth. I want to thank you, and I really want to thank Dr. Gupta. I mean, besides the fact that my teeth look great, besides the fact that, you know, his assistant is really good, really nice, they're all really nice over there, the price was
Steve Kane Show.
unbelievable. When I came home and I told my wife, she's like, I thought
Hello?
it was going to cost you 3 times as much.
Hold on.
I said, so did I. And I just want to thank you. I want to thank you, Dr. Gupta. He's awesome. Appreciate your show. I listen to your show a lot. I only called in this is the second time. Both times, one was to get...
Nicolita Trumpy Bear, $10 super sticker. Thank you. Everyone thank Nicolita Trumpy Bear, $10 super sticker. Thank you so much.
The system is great. The prices are great. Everything is great over there.
Awesome. Well, listen, I'm glad you had a great experience with Dr.
I appreciate that, guys.
Well, thank you.
Well, you know.
You guys keep up the good work over there. I appreciate it. Dr. Gupta, you keep up the good work, too.
All right, there we go.
So everybody keep up.
All right, I think you guys just heard what will be the new commercial for Dr. Gupta.
A $5 super sticker from Nicoletta Trumpy Bear. Another one. Thank you. Everyone thank Nicoletta Trumpy Bear.
The best price. Give Dr. Gupta a call right now. 954-922-4633.
Where is Jeff from Maine? I'm assuming somewhere in Maine.
33.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
Oh, man. People are loopy today. We're hearing from time travelers. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. It's 9 minutes before 8. Good morning. You're on the radio. Oh, yes. A little stage Friday there. Trolls are out today. I may have to do some screening. The reason I don't like screening is the time traveler may not have made it on the air if we were doing screening. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. All right, so let me get some of this audio here. Jen Psaki yesterday. Oh, listen to this. Jen Psaki admitted that they're letting COVID-positive people across the southern border. A lot of words, but says very little. But she does admit that they are bringing COVID people in. Perfect. Just a pandemic. That's just what you want. Canadians can't come here. Brits can't come here, but COVID positive people from the southern border can come here. Cubans can't come here that are escaping tyranny, but COVID positive people. And then they tell us that Texas numbers are up. Well, maybe it's because you're letting COVID positive people into Texas. You know, this Cori Bush thing about her security she spoke out on yesterday, this is so textbook of the left, right? She's one of the most vocal people with the defund the police, and then we find out she's got a private security detail that they pay a lot of money to, and this is her yesterday talking about it.
The thing, I won't let them get that off. You can't get that off. I'm going to make sure I have security because I know I have had attempts on my life and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right.
Okay, now let me slow down here. See, this is just like Cuomo the other day. She supports defunding the police, but she has private security that costs a lot of money that she's not paying for with her own money, of course, but she needs it because she's got a lot of good work to do. That's what Cuomo was talking about yesterday. Cuomo said yesterday, he was talking about, or the day before his press conference, all the good things. See, Democrats believe that the rules that they lay out for the rest of us should not even apply to them, right? Like Obama's birthday party, Cori Bush, defund the police, but she's got private security. It's because they have so much good work to do that they need, well, you know, they need to have the special things that no one else should have.
The thing, I won't let them get that off. You can't get that off. I'm going to make sure I have security because I know I have had attempts on my life and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend $10 more on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety nets.
Why doesn't she put her private security money into safety nets, social safety nets? The one thing the government does not lack is money. How many dog parks are in your neighborhood? Do you know how many public... You know, in my neighborhood, we have 2 public libraries within 2 miles of each other. Who the hell uses the public library anymore? Right? Books are all digital. In my neighborhood, we have so many damn dog parks. We got a dog park for big dogs, you know, like Great Danes, super big dogs. We got a dog park for big normal dogs like German Shepherds. We got a dog park for little dogs. We got a teacup dog park. Believe me, the government has plenty of money. You don't need to defund the police. The reason they support defunding the police is because the police are disrupting the life of their constituents who are criminals, okay? And does that go for the Capitol Police that they were honoring yesterday? I'm confused. Are you against the police or for the police? Good morning. Good morning. You're on the air.
First
first-time caller. Love what you're doing. Hey, I just
sounds like a setup to me, but let's go.
Setup. I just noticed on Trump's website, a huge Trump fan. I don't know, is Rand Paul, I noticed up on there, Rand Paul, he was talking about, I guess he had donated and he kind of spoke on it. He said, something along the lines, I hope, Rand has learned his lesson. I still like him, and I just didn't know if you had.
I don't know what the reference is for. I don't know. But listen. This is the thing, though. This is the thing. If someone is a Trump supporter, someone's MAGA, and there's something you don't agree with them on, it doesn't mean that they're not MAGA or you're not MAGA. It's okay. The liberals say. By the way, thank you for your fake call. The liberals say that, we're a cult. We're not a cult. Now, I agree with President Trump on everything. I will never disagree with President Trump. In all the years since he came down the escalator, I've never disagreed with him once, and I never will. Not just openly, but privately. But we're not in a cult. You guys out there, we disagree on things. That's okay. We're not going to, a group as large as ours, 80 million, we're not going to agree on everything. That's okay. What he's talking about with Rand Paul, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Matt Gaetz has a new podcast he started. And I listened to some of it this morning before I came to work. Matt Gaetz has got a new podcast. And it's pretty cool, actually, and he's pretty good. And he said Fox News is not what it used to be, and he said it's because of Paul Ryan. Now, I know a lot of you say, yeah, we've known that. Matt Gaetz is in the inner circle, and he knows everything that's going on. So when he says Paul Ryan is manipulating Fox News to be liberal, that's a primary source of information confirming our suspicions about Paul Ryan doing what it is, because Matt Gaetz knows a lot of people at Fox. So he's getting that firsthand from people inside that know what Paul Ryan's doing at Fox. That is a major confirmation. That was pretty interesting. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, you're on the air.
I had a quick question about your cruise. I heard the little advertisement earlier about you guys have the cruise and all that, and I'm already booked for the cruise.
Okay.
Those things. So how do I find out about those?
Well, we haven't set up our shore excursions yet because we're a little far out. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna start working on the shore excursions soon because obviously with everything that's been going on, there's been a lot in flux about things like that. So we're gonna get together with Ian and I'll plan out the shore excursions as we get a little closer because everything that's going on with COVID, things are changing. So far as the on-board activities, everyone will find out about those when we're on board because those will be done kind of at the last moment before the cruise. But when we have the cruise, what we do, well, their activities on the ship are just random things we do. You don't have to sign up. The shore excursions you'll know about in advance, but the on-board activities, what we do on the cruise, our first night after dinner, we do this live in-person talk show, Steve and I. We're going to do this in the comedy club. After dinner, we all go and Steve do this. And part of that is we go through all the activities for the week on the cruise. Steve and I and Ian will be on stage telling you everything that we'll be doing throughout that week. And then we'll give everybody a schedule of the events. But so far as the excursions, you'll know about them in advance, but we haven't planned them yet. We have some ideas, but we haven't planned them, but they will be. There'll probably be two shore excursions with the group, and it'll be exclusive to our group, whatever we do.
Okay, so that covers that. Now, can I ask another question too?
Sure.
Okay. I was just curious. Yesterday, you canceled me on. I can't remember what it was. Facebook or.
Well, I don't use Facebook. So I didn't cancel anyone on Facebook. Well, I don't know who you are. Uh-huh. I have no idea who you are. I haven't canceled anybody on anything.
Yes, you have.
I have not. I have not.
Well, let me just tell you this. I am booked for the cruise. Not only myself, but my team and I are booked for the cruise.
Uh-huh.
And the immortal words of Cook is going to be wild.
Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? It sounds like a threat. And let me tell you. I'll tell you this about our cruise group. Okay. Now I got an idea. Now I got an idea what this guy's about. Okay. Let me tell you this about. Hold on now. I've let you speak. Am I allowed to talk? Okay. Now this is how the cruise works. Okay. We have a group. It's the Steve Kane group. The only people that are allowed into our events, which includes our in-person talk show, our on-board events, and having dinner with us and everything else, are people inside our group. In fact, on the last cruise, we had someone like you who tried to infiltrate our group, and they found themselves in trouble with security, especially someone who has just made a threat like you did. I have no idea who you are. I have no idea, excuse me. I have no idea who you are. I don't, so but I do know this. You're a liberal creep, and that was a threat that you made, and it's not funny. No, you're talking about different things. You're talking about different things. You are not, I promise you're not part of our group. If you are, you will be removed from it. You've infiltrated our group. Let me tell you something. If you are in our group just to cause problems, you're a sick man, because it's a 9-day cruise that costs them. How much did you pay for your ticket? Oh, you don't pay for anything. So you don't know how much the cruise cost. You don't know how much the cruise cost then. So you're not going. No, what I'm trying to do is find out if you were telling the truth or not.
No, I know it's on the Celebrity Equinox.
Well, of course, that's information that I've given out on the radio. But I find it interesting. You don't know how much your ticket cost?
Brian, I've been watching you or listening to you since November the 6th.
Yeah. And? But I mean, what does it say about you and your psychological well-being that I'm not, to disagree with one another is not to lie.
Well, then you're calling me a psycho.
Well, no, let me finish. No, I haven't called you a psycho. I'm asking you, what does it say about your psycho? Slow down a sec. By the way, what's your first name so we can have a conversation? This is great. I went past the break. I want to... Alan? Alex. Okay, Alex. What does it say about you and your mental well-being that you were telling me that you were stalking me across multiple countries? It's stalking. You're telling me that you're going to follow me from the United States to the Cayman Islands to Aruba to Bonaire and Curacao. You're going to follow me across 5 countries? What, I mean, that's, and you don't, and you're telling me it's going to be wild? You don't think that should cause me concern, that you're threatening me and that you're going to stalk me across 5 countries? What is wrong with you?
It's just as concerning as Trump saying it'll be wild on January 6th.
Yeah, well, the difference is this, okay? Uh-huh. Oh, okay. So you think, okay, so that's interesting. So you think Donald Trump inspired the breach, so I should take what you're saying as a threat. Do you think, let me ask you, what should I be concerned? You're going to follow me through 5 countries? No, you told me that you were going to, what you told me is you were following me on a trip with our listeners to 5 countries. Oh, yeah, if he was on that cruise. Oh, my goodness. No, goodbye. We're late for the break. See what I got to deal with, people? See what the hell I've got to deal with? It's not the first stalker I've had. We'll be right back.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hey guys, Brian Craig here. I have the MyPillow slippers, and Mike Lindell, he's right. These are the most comfortable slippers I've ever worn. And you can get them for 40% off at MyPillow.com with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. One of our listeners called in on the air and told us about his experience with the MyPillow My Slippers.
Brian, I have the MyPillow slippers, and I have neuropathy. These are fantastic slippers.
Really? Which ones do you have? Which style do you have?
The fur-lined one.
Oh, the slip-on fur-lined ones?
Yeah, inside, outside.
What is neuropathy, and what are the symptoms?
Well, the nerves in your feet start going bad, and it affects your balance, and it's painful.
So you're wearing the MyPillow My Slippers, which, by the way, 40% off with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, and it's helped with your neuropathy.
Yes, it is. It's much. I have to wear slippers at home. I can't go barefoot or even with socks on.
Wow.
So I have to wear that. And I also have the MyPillow pillow and the MyPillow mattress topper and the...
That mattress topper is unbelievable, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh,
my wife loves it.
Oh, man. I know, they're all great. Yeah, I know. And by the way, when you use the promo code KANE at checkout, 40% off the MyPillow slippers, 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper, and you get 2 free MyPillows with it. So it's great. Well, that's awesome. Order your MyPillow My Slippers 40% off with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. Or call 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Saddlefoot Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We intend a roof from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida.
Steve Kane Show.
From Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll free 1-855-FLA.
The call was over.
82.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio
Oh.
show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE 1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE 1. And now, here.
All right. Third and final hour has begun. And, Yeah, no, I'm disturbed by that. I was talking to, during the break, I was talking to Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot, and he told me this, because I was texting with Ian, our travel agent. He was listening, of course, to the show and heard the call about someone who comes on board to cause trouble. He says this is what would happen. He says if somebody does such a thing, they'll be locked in the brig and kicked off the ship at the first port. You know, let me tell you, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've had people stalk me and cause me trouble, and Steve has too. And a lot of the, most oftentimes, these are things that happen off the air, and you guys don't hear it. So we don't talk about these things very often, but I can't go on and have a normal segment right now after that. Unfortunately, it's part of public life, and I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You know, I have people that I watch on television and listen to on the radio that I don't like. There are people that I don't agree with. There are a lot of people I don't like that I see on TV. We talk about them all the time. Cuomo, Fredo, you know, and all this stuff. I could not imagine crossing these lines that people so often cross. And, you know, I had a problem with someone a few years ago, and this was... I've had problems with people where I've had to, where police have been involved on more than one occasion with listeners of the program. And most people that are in this type of work do have these kind of problems sometimes. I think sometimes mine are worse than what a lot of people have, because I'm so accessible to everyone, and I do that on purpose. I like to connect with the listeners. I like to take calls screenless, and because I'm easier to get direct contact with, as opposed to, you know, even Steve and most people that are in local radio, they're removed through a phone screener or something, and I'm always in contact, and also in, you know, through social media and everything, I'm always in contact with people. And a lot of times people get a little too close. But I remember there was one person, and all the problems I've always had have always been with men, and it is frightening. It is frightening. Okay? I mean, that call that I got at the top of the hour is disturbing to me. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. But I remember I had one person that I was having a lot of problems with. You know, they were doing things, and finally I had to do something about it. And when they were confronted, they yelled at me. And they said, "You're on the radio." They were screaming. I'm not going to scream it because I'm in the microphone. But they said, and they were very angry and felt very justified. They say, "You're on the radio, you're in public, you deserve this." Who deserves anything? You know, listening to someone on the radio, watching someone on TV is not a requirement. If you are listening or watching someone, that's a voluntary thing that you're doing. You are volunteering to listen. You are volunteering to watch people on TV. Public people do not inject themselves into your life. Okay? You inject yourselves into theirs. And this, I'm upset about it. I don't like stalkers. I don't like stalkers. I mean, I've had people follow me home. I've had people do a lot of other things too that I'm not going to share with you. On the last cruise, I shared something that happened, and people were blown away by it. Steve's had a lot of things happen too. I'm not going to get into the details. But I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. And I never will. And it's not something sane people do at all. It's not normal. It's it is disturbing. It's scary. You know. And you know the thing about it, you know, like there was another person I was having trouble with a few years back, and it was really bad with this person, and it got so bad, and they were so far gone with their delusions that no matter what I was talking about on the radio, they thought I was talking directly to them personally. And I was and it's creepy. It's very scary. You know, and the thing I notice about it too, you know, when you're dealing with people that are liberal, they really do think they're the tolerant crowd. But you know, the truly tolerant people are conservatives. Okay? The truly tolerant people are conservatives. You don't hear conservatives behaving that way towards people they disagree with. It's typically from the left. And liberals feel so justified in what they're doing because you're a hater. They disagree with you. It's like Cori Bush, who is trying to defund the police, but she has her own private security, right? She needs it because she's doing this goodness. But the police must be canceled because she disagrees with them. Cancel culture is not new. The only thing that's new about cancel culture is it's been identified with this label that people understand now. Cancel culture has been around as long as there's been liberals. But and I'm here to tell you that phone call that was the most disturbing call I've ever received on the air. Usually these things, some of them I've had worse things happen, but it's off the air. That's the most frightening phone call I've ever received in the over 30 years I've been doing this. And what I would like the person to do is just, I'm just processing on the air. I don't want to go any further with it. Just go away. Just please leave me alone. And you know what? Maybe I should not even say what I'm saying on the air right now because maybe it's encouraging to the person. But that was really frightening to me. And I just couldn't go on in this segment and not tell you that. But to the person, I know your name. You told me your name. I'm not going to say it. Just please leave me alone. Move on with your life. Please forget about me. Do not listen to me. Do not watch me. Do not call me. And don't follow me across 4 or 5 countries as you threaten to do. And I'm not joking. I'm telling you this because I really want you to please leave me alone. All right, let me take a break, and I'll try to come back from the break and do a show. Our number, toll free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I would like to ask you in the audience, please don't call me about the call. I don't want to talk about the call anymore. I just want that person to please leave me alone. You know, I'm traveling with my family. I don't want someone like that following me and my family around. So I don't want you guys calling me about the call. Just please go away. All right. We'll be right back.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget. Buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Steve Kane Show. Hey, Barry, hold on a second. You know, I know this isn't your area, but I might have to get a restraining order against someone. I don't know if you could help me get in touch with someone that could help me with that. Yeah. Did you hear me? Okay. I appreciate it. I might not have to, but I might. This guy that called me was really creepy. I mean, really. Sorry. All right, hold on.
977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search it.
All right. We're back. 22 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show. And on the line, we have attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. A week from Tuesday, he's having his workshops. Hey, Barry. If I said I was doing well, I'd be lying to you. But life goes on. How are you?
I'm doing well. Although,
That's right.
Of course, hearing the news in the last few days and this morning, I heard there was a major spike here in Florida with the COVID. And I mean, what we learned, what we experienced at the Siegel Law Group in this past year or so with this whole COVID thing, normally people procrastinate when it comes to getting their estate planning done. But during this whole COVID crisis, it really has made people move their, the idea of getting their estate planning either done at all or updated from the back of their mind to the front of their mind. And we're seeing a spike again in the polls and the people coming in who are concerned about making sure that their estate planning is set up. Of course, estate planning is not just to distribute your assets at death, but also to take care of you during your lifetime. Of course, we're going to be discussing living trust and also Medicaid on Tuesday, August 17th at our upcoming workshop. So we'll be covering a lot of that. So anybody who's interested in getting some free education on that, you're welcome to call us and schedule a...
Now, let me tell you about the workshops. I've been to many of Barry Siegel's workshops, both the Medicaid planning and the revocable living trust planning. Barry has been with us for many years here on the Steve Kane Show, sharing so many things involving everything that he does. And even so, every time I've gone to a workshop, I learn tons of new information because when it comes to estate planning and Medicaid planning, there is so much to know. It's amazing to me. And Barry has thought about every possible eventuality that anyone could possibly encounter, it seems to me. And you will really enjoy both of these workshops. They're a week from Tuesday in Delray. You do need to make reservations, though. Okay, they're completely free events, but they need to know how many seats and how much coffee and all that stuff. So give Attorney Barry Siegel's office a call, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Barry, have a great weekend. All right, take care. All right, welcome back, everyone. I know, rough morning, but the show must go on, as they said. Although my mind is a bit distracted right now, and I shouldn't let that happen or even reference it. But I'm gonna try. Short segment, we'll break, and then we'll have the final half hour of the Friday show. My wife showed me something yesterday that blew my mind. I've heard a lot of people talk, this will sound so minor, but it's not because there's a big picture here. I've heard people reference inflation. My wife was showing me that a 12 case of Coca-Cola cans, right, 12 case, is selling for $7. $7. 12 pack of Coke in the can. $7. When Trump was in office, it was like $4. The amount of inflation that has hit this country this year is pretty painful. It's pretty painful. And I know they may, who cares how much a Coke cost? I don't really pay a lot of attention to the prices at the grocery store, mainly because I don't like to pay. I like to avoid budget and money. I try to let my wife handle all that stuff. But that's a price jump that is not only huge, it's huge in a very short amount of time. Inflation is so out of control, and it's because of everything that Biden's doing. When we had Trump in office, we had the COVID pandemic, and I don't think people realize the miracle of Trump during COVID last year. The United States is the #1 economy in the world. Democrats don't like that, but it's the #1 economy. The United States and the world economy was completely shut down for a couple of months. And even still today, there are sectors of the economy that are not back 100%. But we were shut down, and he was able to keep the economy of the United States together during such a difficult time. And before COVID, things were going so well in this country. Prices were affordable. We had the lowest unemployment rate that we've had in decades. In some sectors, we had the lowest unemployment rate in history, right? Lowest unemployment rate of blacks. More black people employed than ever since the statistics were done. Same goes with Hispanics in this country. We were in a period of growth and prosperity in this country that the country had not seen since the 1950s in the post-war era. And in a short amount of time, everything's gone up. When you fill your tank up, how much more is it costing? It depends on the size of your tank. In my cars, it's about $10 to $12 or a tank more than it was when Trump was in office. And these price increases, they don't affect rich people like Biden and Kamala. They don't have to worry about anything, especially buying gas, right? It affects working people, because those are the people that feel the punch. And I was thinking yesterday, as I found out, we got. I like Coke. I know a lot of you guys don't like Coke. Coke is woke. I like Coke. I like Pepsi. I'm not going to stop drinking Coke because of some lunatic. And I got a Coke out of the refrigerator, and my wife said, "Make sure you drink it." Oh, $7 a case. Steve will be back on Monday. If you're wondering, by the way, Steve's off today. We'll be back on Monday. I wish he was here today, though. The price of everything is going through the roof, and it's not even being reported. Inflation and gas prices are, if there's a Republican in office, are primary so far as news coverage. And there's a complete media blackout on it. Oh, Coke has a lot of great uses other than being a great beverage. It's a great way to unclog your sink. You can unclog a sink with a... if you get a clogged bathtub, Coca-Cola, baking soda together, it'll unclog your bathtub. There's lots of uses for Coke. You know another thing to use for Coke? I use Coke. I won't be doing all these things anymore, but getting the battery acid off your batteries in your car. You ever have that corrosion build up on your car battery? Go get a Coke. Pour the Coke on it. The corrosion's gone. Cleans it. That's what I'm putting in my stomach yesterday. But that was just, I've heard people talk about inflation. I just didn't realize it until a case of Coke cost $7 because I like my Coke. And I was like, whoa, what? And the media, they suffer from Trump derangement syndrome to such a degree that they feel justified in covering up these stories and not reporting on them because they're saving us from ourselves and supporting MAGA. Yeah, I don't know how much a gallon of milk is right now. Next time, I'm going to go to Publix and find out over the weekend how much milk is going for. I have no... How much is milk going... the Publix milk. The Publix gallon. How much is that going for now? You know, and these inflationary prices hurt working people and poor people more than anyone, who are stretching every dollar to get by with their families. And the Democrats pretend to care for working people. We're at that point now, you know, we're at that point now where there are people who don't have enough money to fill their tanks up because gas has gone up so high. I saw a video online. This guy, he goes into a gas station, he's filling up a car, and he made a video of this. He says, if any of you here voted for Biden, you owe me gas money. Help me fill up my tank, because the prices were so high. You know, it's kind of funny, but it's true. All right, 32 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. Listen, we'll be right back.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop
Steve Kane Show.
a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot
Yeah,
ulcers,
hey,
when
Nick.
you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences, up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's
I'm talking to some people about my problem.
thesoulauthority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Veterans and spouses of veterans, you may be entitled to benefits that you are not aware of, including long-term care benefits. Call attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group and find out what benefits are available to you. With offices in Boca Raton and Fort Lauderdale, call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782. 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for
All right, we're back. 34 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Nick in Baltimore. Hey, Nick.
Yeah, how you doing, Brian? It's a Friday morning.
Yes.
I wanted to give you some information in relation to what you're talking about with the economy. Since
Steve Kane Show
been in office, in the federal government we have something called the Federal Employee Retirement Service pension. Well, it's an annuity. It's a fund that you contribute to, and I did that while I was working. That's gone down. The value of that's gone down. What they do is they invest in various funds. That's gone down since he's been in office. So it affects that too. It affects everything.
You know, and I don't say this just to be partisan. I mean, obviously I'm partisan, and I didn't like Biden when he was in the Senate. He was always a sleazy guy and nasty. But beyond the politics, beyond partisan politics, I can honestly tell you, I cannot think of one positive thing this guy has done for this country in the short time he's been in office. Nothing. Nothing. Now, and if you can think of something, please call me.
He's done nothing to help the American people. He's done everything to hurt the American people.
Yeah, that's right.
But I wanted to mention that because people think that, you know...
Well, that hits somebody like you because you're retired and that's your fixed income, so your fixed income isn't so fixed, it's reduced.
The annuity thing, part of it.
Yeah.
It's affect everything, food prices. And what they'll do is they'll do what they did when Obama was in office. They'll lie about the inflation inflation rate and keep everybody's wages down, and the cost of living won't be as high. You know, the increase you get in January usually. That'll be.
See, you know, when someone like Biden, you know, when Biden told that one restaurant owner, well, they'll pay people more. You know, that restaurant owner who's got no money because he's been closed for a year, the price of the food that he serves in his restaurant has increased because of inflation. You know, and you know, I used to hear all my life, you can't run the country like a business. Well, Donald Trump did it, and we had a lot of prosperity. And the problem is, people like Biden and Kamala, they're never out in the real world, and they don't understand how the real world works. Everything's in economic theory and in policy wonk discussion. They don't understand real people in the real world.
Because they have theirs, and they don't want you to have anything. That's basically the bottom line. You know, when I worked for the federal government, and I'll close with this, one of the things I noticed, and one of the things that infuriated me, was there was always this us versus them mentality. And they had a federal union there, and which had no power, but there was always management versus him.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that. I was talking on the show yesterday. I saw Colonel Vindman on MSNBC the other day with Nicole Wallace, and I watched it because he's in the news, and I wanted to see what he was like. You know, I wanted to hear what. Not that I knew I wouldn't agree with anything that he said, but I wanted to see what he was like because, you know, as far as I'm concerned, he should have been court-martialed, lost his rank, and done time for what he did to the commander-in-chief. But he was talking about what Trump did to people that serve in public service, and I realized, you know, that's the bureaucracy. The bureaucracy that are on this holier-than-thou public service. They've answered Kennedy's calling. They think they're the country, and the rest of us are just living in it. You know, kind of. You know what I mean? That's how they feel. And it was if you guys can find that Vindman interview with Nicole Wallace, you really should watch it because it reveals a lot of the mindset of the bureaucrats that worked 4 years against our great president Donald Trump.
Echelons of it wasn't really the rank and file average employee, but the upper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who have this elitist attitude, but you have that somewhat that in management where I worked, you had this us versus them.
Yep.
And it really this is what I see in politics and in society, and it's gotten bigger and it's gotten worse.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets worse every time a Democrat gets in office. I'm sorry, that's the way it is.
Well, wasn't it? It was it was either Kennedy or Roosevelt. I can't remember which one was against the the unionizing of the federal workforce. Which was it? Was it Kennedy or FDR? I can't remember which one offhand. I think it was FDR. But regardless, it was a Democrat, and whichever one of them it was, the reason they opposed the federal workforce unionizing is because there's so many people there. They would have control over the politicians because it's such a large voting bloc. It's kind of the reason that D.C. doesn't become a state, or, you know, because if it's a state, they'll have authority over the federal officials in the city. That's why it's like not a state, you know, and that's true. The federal government, the bureaucracy is so large, they have too much power and influence. Hey, Nick, I appreciate the call, though. Always good insights. Thank you. Good morning. You're on the radio. Hey, Augustino, what's up?
I've been listening to you all.
Against, you know, these American haters on Team USA, and that is refreshing. That is refreshing. But I'll tell you, you know, this loser soccer team we have, it's amazing to me. I've never seen, I always follow the Olympics, and it's amazing. I've never seen Americans happy when Team USA loses. And when I hear people talk about our soccer team getting the bronze, they're like, yes, good.
Yeah, well, like I said, at least I've seen them with the flag around them.
Yeah, that's great. And it started with the lady wrestler. Hey, Augustino, have a good weekend. Good morning. Good morning.
Rush from Connecticut.
Hey, Rush in Connecticut.
I think a lot of the reason that people don't realize inflation is as bad as it is because the consumer price index doesn't reflect increases in energy and food. You know, so...
No, people know when they go to the store when things are more money. But because of this, the reason I haven't picked up on it as much is because we've been doing our grocery shopping with the delivery, the Instacart, instead of physically going there. You know, and we started doing that with the lockdowns last year, like a lot of other people. So you're not walking through seeing the price tags. You just order online and you get the total, and they bring it to you, so you don't think about it as much. That's what happened with me.
I'm retired. I do see it, and I do shop, and I can see the price increases. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, talk about white people's problems. A 12-pack of Coke is $7." You know. But that if everything goes up a couple of dollars, that adds up. It adds up right quick, and people like you that are retired or people that are low or middle income, you know, and it affects the whole economy because people that are upper middle class will spend. They'll spend less. It's inflation is very destructive. But we have a president who doesn't give a damn. All he's doing is trying to cash in on his last hurrah here and set his family up because his family are all bums.
You're paying though, Brian.
No, he feels nothing. I mean, if you think about it, they've probably pissed away all that Ukrainian money and everything already. Remember, they split it up, you know, and Pops gets the biggest one. This is his last opportunity to set his family up for the rest of their lives. You know, and they're all bums. None of them are going to have real jobs. These fake jobs they have are just because, you know, their brother or their dad was vice president, a senator, or president now, and he's just trying to get paid and get his family. And you know, Biden will think, well, I'm a good family man and a provider, and I'm doing right by my family. But come on, you know, he's screwing the rest of us. Hey, thanks for the call. All right, let me take one more, and then we'll break. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, sir. This is Rodney from Georgia. We need to defund all of Joe Biden's secret service.
Oh, no, we don't get all that stuff. All right, listen, let's take our break, okay? We'll be right back.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire.
Hey there.
These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your insulation and radiant barrier and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, and you know what time it is. It's Gold Report time with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca Raton, Florida. William Youngerman, how are the metals looking today?
Metals are looking weak again after failing to break out substantially above the resistance areas of $1,825 on gold and $26 on silver. They finally gave in again to going down back down to the support levels that we saw a couple of weeks ago. Gold made two attempts to get through 1825, actually got up to $1,830 this week, but then fell back. And so again, we have not been able to break out of these trading ranges that we've been in for quite a while. Gold down yesterday, $7.60 at $1,804 the ounce, trading in a range from $1,797 to $1,816. Silver was down 24 cents, closing at $25.13 the ounce. Platinum was down $21, now below $1,000 an ounce at $9.96. And palladium was up $2 at $2,586 the ounce. This morning, the fall continues as we have a really strong U.S. dollar. Gold down $25 right now at $1,779. As I said, the support level right around that $1,775 number, which will be crucial to hold that number. We'll see if it does, as we've been down here several times and back and forth between this and the 1825 number. We'll see if this is just another great buying
No state income tax in Florida.
Before the day's over. Silver at $26.70 right now. That's down 44 cents. Platinum down $10 at $9.86. And palladium up $16 at $2,602.
Yeah, and you know, William Youngerman does more than the metals. You have a currency exchange over there. Can you tell people what that's about and how you can help them with that?
If you're going traveling or coming back from a trip, we trade over 60 different foreign currencies. Our exchange is cash for cash, so you bring in your currencies, you walk out with cash, or if you need euros or anything, you can come in and walk out with the euros also. And of course, all the precious metals are in stock for immediate delivery.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's very important. So listen, give William Youngerman a call if you have any questions about anything you hear on his reports at 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. Find him online at williamyoungerman.com and located right here in Boca Raton. The address, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto. All right, have a great weekend, William Youngerman. We'll talk next week. All right, take care. Now, over the weekend, I'm going to do something that a lot of you don't like me to do, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to, things could change depending on the weather. Okay, if it's going to be raining, I'm not going to hard all day. I'm not going to. If the weather's all right tomorrow, I'm going to go up to Walt Disney World, and they have the Biden robot in the into the Hall of Presidents, and I'm going to go up there. If it's raining all day, I may not go. So I mean, but I plan on going as of now. I'm going up there because I want to see where they put the robot for our president, Donald Trump. I want to see where it's at. If they've hidden it, if it's still in view, and what they've done to it. Okay, so I'm going to go up there. And if I do that, I will make a video that I'll put up on YouTube for you all, so look out for that. But you know, I tell you, Trump has a rally coming up at the end of the month. And, you know, I really wish he would do more rallies. And I know there's something to be said, though, for him lying low a little bit. You know, when Trump now speaks, it has a lot more impact than it did, you know, when he was speaking all the time. So we hear from him so little now, but I got to tell you, I love hearing Trump on the weekends. I would love it to be a Saturday night affair, just sitting back and watching Trump on TV talking. I mean, about all the issues that are going on in our country in that particular week, and I miss that. I'm hoping when he comes back to Florida, to Mar-a-Lago, and the weather's cooler, he'll do more. But he does have an event coming up at the end of the month, and that should be a pretty good rally because all hell's broken loose in this country since the last time he spoke at that Turning Point conference, and that was an amazing event. And you know, I've noticed when I go around, I always pretty much have some Trump gear on. I mean, I either have a MAGA hat or a Trump shirt on. I don't usually wear a Trump hat and a Trump shirt at the same time. Like today, I wore a hat to work, a MAGA hat, so I have an Adam the Woo shirt on now. If I have the shirt and the hat, sometimes it's a little overkill sometimes. But rarely do I not have some type of Trump gear on. And everywhere I go, people tell me, love your shirt, nice shirt. Or I'll hear a lot, Trump! I'll hear that, you know, parking lots, in stores. I'm in a retail store, I'm checking out the cashier, love the shirt, love the hat. I get that all the time, you know. I did have I had my first negative response from somebody when I was wearing a Trump shirt. A couple days ago, I went to Walmart and I had a Trump shirt on. I've got this really, I like this one. I have this one Trump shirt. I really like it. It's like a dictionary definition of Trump, and it's a pretty funny shirt. If you watch on YouTube, you see me wear it. I got a couple of them. It's such a cool shirt. And I'm walking into Walmart, and this guy, he's staring at my shirt, staring at my chest. And then as he's walking by, he goes, and he shakes his head like, you know, what a jerk. But that is the first negative comment that I've gotten about Trump gear that I've been wearing in years. The only time other than that, when Trump first became president, I was down at the beach with my daughter, walking down the sidewalk. Someone came by and yelled out, F Trump. That was like 2017. So since 2017, first negative comment, you know? So, you know, you guys out there, you should wear your Trump gear. I know a lot of people still wear Trump gear. I see it around. A lot of people don't like to wear their Trump gear anymore, but you should. You should let people know. Let people know. And you got to understand. You got to understand something. You know, when you wear that Trump gear, he's coming back in 2024. We got an election coming up. So I do have his new campaign slogan is Save America. I do have a Save America shirt and Save America hat, but I don't wear the Save America hat too much because a lot of people don't know what that means yet. So I usually wear my MAGA hat, Make America Great Again. I mean, that's you know, doesn't get better than that. And everybody knows what that means. You know, the Save America, when the campaign starts for 2024, people will know what the Save America hat means. But right now they don't. So I don't wear that one as much. But wear your MAGA gear, okay? It's, you know, believe me, you'll get nothing but positivity. And I've had positive comments from people of all ages, including kids. I was at Five Below a couple weeks ago. This guy came by, he had two little kids, and the little girl was like, Trump, you know? So I thought that was nice. All right, let's see here. 1-888-GO-CANE-1, that's our number. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, you're on the air. Hey, Jenny.
Yeah, I want to know, do you know that with the cruises now, they're not only vaccination, they want mandatory mask and COVID testing now. A lot of them are coming out, like Carnival just announced it, I believe Royal Caribbean still.
Well, what'll be required when we go on ours, I don't know. It's something that's changing often, you know. Yeah, but on our cruise, you do not need to be vaccinated to go on our cruise. Mm-hmm. No, you're not required. No, I checked it out yesterday, actually. You're not required. I don't know. Any requirements that are being made isn't the cruise lines. It's not the cruise lines. It's the CDC. And I'll tell you, the cruises have been sailing out of Florida for a couple of months now. And I follow it very carefully. And right now, I know some people that are out on a week-long cruise on Carnival. There have been no incidents. And ships have been sailing for a couple months. All right, listen, we're out of time for the day. Thankfully so. This show could not have ended on a sadder note. I wish we would have ended a while ago, actually, tell you the truth. But anyway, hey guys, don't forget, today at noon, I was trying to get Richard Pearl in the last few minutes, but I can't get a hold of Richard Pearl. He must be very busy doing something. But I'm going to tell you, today at noon, make sure you tune in to Richard Pearl. And, you know, Richard Pearl, he does two shows. During the week, it's Richard Pearl on politics, right, at noon on our radio stations. And then on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday at noon, he does his health show, which is called Pearls of Health. And same time, same stations. And you can listen to Richard Pearl almost every way you listen to us, all right? You can listen to him on the radio on AM 1470, 96.9 FM, and 95.3 on the FM dial. Also on the iHeart Radio app and the TuneIn app, searching for us by our station call letters WWNN. 2 W's, 2 N's. And Richard Pearl's store Simply Natural, with all those great nutraceuticals he's always talking about, is located in the city of Sunrise, just north of Sunset Strip on the east side of University. The store is open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. till 9 p.m., and the number is 954-741-4045. 954-741-4045. Hey guys, have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Brian Craig, and I will see you guys Monday morning at 6 a.m. right here. Take care.
At noon weekdays, turn your radio to Richard Pearl on Politics. Unfiltered, unapologetic, always controversial. Richard Pearl tells it like it is. No topic is off limits. This is talk radio like it should be. You've known him as a master of nutraceuticals. Now, listen to Richard Pearl as you've never heard him before. Richard Pearl on Politics. High noon weekdays on this radio station. Be there.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right, guys. Hey, sorry. I was answering some text messages from people. I've been getting a lot of messages from people in the last hour for obvious reasons. And if I would told you guys that didn't bother me, I'd be lying to you. I just don't. I don't understand why. I'll be doing a video after I leave. I don't understand why people do that. I don't understand it, you know. And when you have stalkers, and you can tell when you're dealing with like with that guy in particular. I know I muted some of it out on YouTube because I didn't want it on YouTube. Because the reason I went on YouTube is I didn't want the guy. It was on the radio, and it will air all weekend long on our radio stations. And I'm going to get a copy of it to keep permanently. But I didn't want to put the call on YouTube because I didn't want the guy to be hearing it. But you notice when I confronted him about stalking me, what he said. He says, you know, justifies it. He's justifying. He says, well, I lie all the time on the radio. So that justifies what he's doing. Once you're dealing with someone who says those things, and then when you confront them with it, they say, yeah, but you deserve it, basically. That's scary. It really is scary. You know? And I wish that was the first time this happened, but you never get used to it. It usually, as I said earlier, these things happen off the air, usually, and I never talk about them or reference them, and things have happened that are pretty bad off the air. And that's bad enough, but I'm dealing with it now, and I'm dealing with it on the air because it happened on the air, you know? And it's just, yeah, but you do this to justify it. That's, once someone says that, there's no talking to them. Yeah. Yeah. You know, and there have been, like, Steve and I haven't done a personal appearance in quite a while. That's why. Because there's another person, you know, and you know. Yeah, well, then the last hour I've been hearing from some people that are helping me out. Yep. All right, guys. Hey, listen. Thanks for watching, okay? I'll see you later. Take care.